everybody, welcome. It is episode 32. Thanks very much for joining us. Please like and subscribe. We are on the journey to 300 subscribers. It's a big number for us, so that's awesome. So please subscribe. You give subscription to our channel as a Valentine's Day gift or whatever. We won't tell. So yeah. Anyway, if you can do that, that's awesome. We leveled up last time. So if you missed last week, right in the middle of the adventure, we just stopped and leveled up.
Some of us.
It's like pulling the bus over.
It was more of a catching up and leveling up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
It's true. A couple of us were a little behind.
So now everybody's at level 6, which is really cool. All right. So other than that, let's just cover what happened last week, and we will get on with the adventure. Previously, armed with the location of the Craigmaw Castle and using the power of friendship, our adventurers joined with the orcs of the Mountain Toe Mine to free Gundren. Gundren was weak, but told you the entire quest to find the Wave Echo Cave was a mistake. Oh, that's a bummer. Gundren said the legend. Gundren said that the legend there of there being a spell forge was just that, a legend. In reality, there existed a powerful focus to summon demons.
No.
And this spider person was going to use it. You returned with the orcs who invited you to rest at their Mountain Toe Mine, and even invited you to join their prayer to their fallen. Finally, you retreated back to Phandalin. Oh, finally, in hopes of gaining some perspective and determine your next move. But as you arrived through the Miner's Trail, the town was in an uproar. The summer dance must have started, but these were not shouts of joy. That's foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Foreshadowing.
You each ran ahead. Some of you much faster than others. Gishar.
A little foot race.
You find a huge white dragon, self-proclaimed as Cryovane, buried beneath the house. It emerged from the pile, shards flying everywhere, and you faced off against your group. Eckankar found Jorlins and Tiona among the scared crowd, unable to move. He shook them free to their fear and sent them to safety. If only he could have did the same for Gishar, who trembled.
But oh no,
he held his ground for a round or two, but
I mean, I can't blame him.
He was the fastest one to fear. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of you were fast to swarm in, other than Gishar. Hemo shouted for its destruction. The dragon was brutish in how it wanted to defeat you. It didn't really fight with much tact. It was just tactic. It was just like, whatever, I'm going to crush you guys. But it found it was somewhat overmatched when it took this approach. But
that's
then
what he gets for monologuing.
Yeah, I know.
Tough for it.
But then its breath weaponry charged and it unleashed upon you. Hemo was nearly frozen solid, and Eckankar was blasted back by the cold. Finnis was tossed aside like refuse as the dragon retreated into the woods with a final warning that it would be back. You have to have a warning of it would be back. It's almost
we'll have more fire ready for the next time it comes back.
Yeah,
I'll be back.
Yeah. You rush to quell the flames. There you go. There's fire in this shot there.
Yeah, so, let's make more fire, right? More buildings on fire, and it'll never come back.
It's fire and ice. It's just like an R.R. Martin.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You rush to quell the flames of the few houses that caught on fire. The rest of the town joined in, quickly using a bucket brigade and whatever you could to douse those flames. It was then that Tiona sought out Eckankar. Standing there, she finally proclaimed, "You are a hero."
Told ya.
Kleenex all around.
So beautiful. It's so good.
And with that, we are now here in Phandalin. What are you guys going? I'm going to bring up the map of the untainted Phandalin because that's what we have. And
where did the dragon go?
We'll imagine that our Phandalin is in fact tainted.
So you're looking at the old lady right now? Not the young one that wanted to jump you.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty preoccupied with this situation right now. He looks at her, and hearing her say that, I think just like everything that's been leading up to this, he falls to his knees, and he's just like, I don't know what to say. Who was it that you lost?
She looks over at you, and she just touches your shoulder, and she goes, ah, boy, the past is distant. Let us look forward now. My years are waning, but this town needs a hero like you. And she kind of cups your face tenderly, almost like a mom. She reaches in and she kind of touches the temple to your temple, and she whispers into your ear, go forth and find this dragon. It is your destiny.
I thought she was going to ask him to come to her bed or something.
It is your destiny.
Your destiny?
Here's a jar of wrinkles.
That's awkward. I just swore vengeance. How is it your destiny?
I think he is looking in her eyes, and he kind of just steels himself, pulls back whatever tears or anything was there, and he stands up. I will do this. I will do this for everyone we lost on that day and protect this town from that dragon. I promise you this.
She grabs your hand again and gives it a squeeze and nods, but she doesn't really give any other indication that that she has anything else to say. She just puts her head down, and then she does one final reach up where she touches kind of your cheek a little bit and walks away, kind of almost melting into the crowd of people that are there. The younger, more powerful people sort of consuming her as she gets folded into the crowd, them trying to finish helping out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just kind of helping out with the crowd. And she disappears. You can see Jorland's far off in the distance. She is not immediately looking at you. She is actually tending to some of the injured. Now, she is not herself a cleric or a healer in any way, but she just seems to be doing her best. The rest of the crowd is in somewhat shock, as people are either as the events of the town sort of ebb and release. All of the fires are out. There's just charred smoke left and ruined buildings. The people sort of stare at each other once again in shock. Will Phandalin ever find a day of rest?
Will they, though? It's been rough here.
Yeah. Eck will join in healing whoever needs healing.
Okay. Yeah, there is a number. They've only lost in this whole event. There's only 4 townsfolk who were killed. That was very fortunate that you all arrived in time.
One of them we saw was in that destroyed house. That was pretty brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was eating it. He was eating the person.
Mortal Kombat shattered.
Yeah.
Frozen and then devoured. Most of it. I bet there's little crumbs of like a frozen like a toe or something. Field.
Can you regenerate?
He'll go look around actually, and if he finds any of those bits, he'll just like subtly like scoop them into a pile and go like get rid of them somewhere. Nobody has to see that.
All right, give me a perception roll.
He'll also tell anybody who seems to be worried that don't worry, Eckankar and Hemo will go kill the dragon.
Hemo is probably sitting in the grass on the hill by the town square, covered in frost.
He's just shaking,
bleeding,
just like by a fire, probably.
Yeah,
shaking, an adrenaline crash. Just
16.
A mess. He's just staring off to the east there.
Well, as you sit there, and I'll get to your perception in a second. As you sit there, Hemo, you can see beside you there is that wedge-shaped burn in the town green. You can see it's just kind of been just leveled and destroyed as you look at it. The grass is just curled under the actual under the frost. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, Gashar, you can see as you look around, there are parts of this person's laying about, as well as one other person's. You see part of a leg that was kind of bitten off. You don't know
Yes,
whose
we'll-
leg this is, though.
We'll put that into a sack and we'll bury that.
All right. You help clean up. The rest of you have gone through the process of helping the town out. Anything else that Wrath is doing while this is happening?
Yep. She'll cast a fireball off into the sky, blow it up like 60 feet up. Then she's going to cast fly into the ring of storing.
Okay.
And then she's going to go to Eckankar, take off the ring, and give it to you. You'll take this so you can keep up with that one, pointing over at Gashar when he runs off on his own.
What does it do? How is it?
Once you will attune to it, you will bond with it, and then you will be
Okay.
able to cast the spell that is in there. It will require you to concentrate, but you will be able to fly at speed 60.
Fly. Okay.
Try it right now.
Very, very much. And he'll put it on. And, so how does the ring of storing work? Can I do this multiple times or?
It'll store one spell of up to third
Okay.
level, so you can pop it off and then just have somebody fill it with another spell at another point.
Okay.
But
Very cool.
We should get another one of those.
yeah,
Everyone should have one.
They're
that
so
is-
handy.
Pocket Revivify would be great.
This is so great. I love. Oh my god! Now I'm just like flying, fighting this dragon. This is gonna be so good.
the fight would have gone much differently if you could have kept up to Chicken Little over there.
Yes,
And
he,
if I wasn't scared.
yes, no, he's a fast one. I can't. He points to the armor. He's like, it's pretty heavy.
Well, now you'll be able to maintain a very close distance to him.
Fly
How
lasts
long
for
does
1
the fly
minute,
work?
right?
10.
10 minutes.
10
Nice.
minutes, 10 minutes, but it does
Wow.
require concentration.
Could,
All right, he
could
never gets
somebody
it.
fly and be enlarged?
Oh my God.
If somebody else
Oh.
enlarged him, yeah, you could do it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's two different concentrations from two different people.
Yeah. And he'll just look at Wrath and go, thank you for this.
Well, now I can attune to my armor, which will give me resistance to cold.
Ooh.
So she actually, Wrath is, it's like, you always think of Wrath doing something good, and then finally at the end, it's like,
Yeah,
oh,
It's pragmatic, okay? There's
I
I
pragmatic.
have too many magic items. I must give one away.
She always has an upswing.
Never
She has-
something
she has
out
a
of go to
way
your
to
heart,
specific-
huh?
And then she asks to look at Flander. Can I see your little new toy?
Oh yes, my crossbow.
Oh, you're gonna make me look it up. This was like a week. This is like many issues ago. I gotta
Finally.
find which session it was actually defined in.
Well,
Yeah.
you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
That's a good point.
It seemed to have a very potent effect on the dragon. So
Mhm.
they wish to discover what it is. So she'll cast Identify on it.
Yep.
While
And I
everybody's
will hand
doing
over
other
the
stuff.
crossbow, and I will hand over the crossbow, and she can find out.
Okay. You take the crossbow. It's this black lacquered little hand crossbow. It's
Pretty
actually
little
fairly
thing.
light, and the string on it is taut. And as you flick it, it just vibrates. It's been very well made and has a very tight launch to it. You sit with it. You open your book and begin meditating on what this hand crossbow can be. And once again, doesn't take you very long to realize it is magical, which you knew, but also that its power infuses an extra bonus to both to hit and to damage, +1. But there's something more to this. And it takes you a while. So you sit with it for a few more minutes as you're sitting here, and you know there's something there, but you're kind of reaching. And suddenly you feel like something crawling up your arm. You're like, what? And you look, and you kind of get the feel of things crawling over your body one by one, little things. And as you look, you see spiders all over your place, and you start freaking out. You guys see Waif or you see Wrath over there, and she's trying to concentrate, and she's just like doing this and jumping and skittering, and she's like knocking it off, and she's freaking out. And suddenly you realize that what this is a drow hand crossbow from Mensbaranzan. And it is a hand crossbow of poison. This magic is a crossbow +1, but when you hit once per round, when you fire the bow, 1 hit per round, which the person who's shooting it can designate, the victim is poisoned until the start of the next round, unless they make a DC 11 con save. So every time you shoot somebody once in that round, so if you get multiple shots, I think you only get 1 shot anyway, you can designate that first shot as that poison shot. And if they fail a DC 11, they are poisoned until the beginning of the next round. That's what happened to the dragon.
Mhm.
He shot it, and it became poisoned for the round, and it was woozy and couldn't. It was,
Critical
it took a bunch
fail
of
on the
damage.
dragon's part, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a Constitution save for us.
Yes. DC 11 con save.
Okay.
And they take the poison condition.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which is
They
like
take
minuses to whatever.
Yeah, till the start of your next round. So, so Graham, when you fire at them, they have a whole
Mhm.
round where they're poisoned until the start of your round, and then
Right.
they're not poisoned again.
Right.
I knew I liked this thing. And she hands it back.
Pretty cool.
Nice. Okay. Well, yeah, it's late. It was late coming in, late in the afternoon coming in, after you managed to fix all the fires and douse and clean everybody up. The town is once again in shambles, mentally, spiritually, and in some cases physically. Unfortunately, this fantastic shrine that you are seeing here isn't so fantastic anymore. It's been thrown into the side of Sister Gariel's old house.
It was rustic.
Yeah,
but now
this
it's more
house is
rustic.
burnt. Yeah.
The
So
most
what do you?
I think that's called ruins, Gashar.
This house was completely destroyed. I'll have to
Well,
update.
let's
Maybe
build the stones back.
I'll update this map sometime. So what are you guys gonna do? It's late now, and people
Are
are
there
kind
any
of
other dead?
there. Well, the dead were consumed by the dragon.
That's what I thought.
Oh, all
so
of
there's
them.
no other non-consumed dead.
No, the other one that you saw was the one that when it fired its frost breath at the end, which almost took out Hemo and almost took out Eckankar. There was a poor person running next to the homes beside you,
down
and
here.
it got caught in the frost and was destroyed as well. Yeah.
So he'll look for what's her name? Lorraine?
Lenine?
Lenine?
Which
Actually,
one?
he'll look for the town's master, the town master. And because there's a dead body over there, and he's got a sack with some dead body parts, and he wants to just get them buried. Let's get these guys buried,
All right, you go find the new town master. He's busy with this whole thing, but Colin is there.
Oh,
And
yes.
as you walk in, you can see Colin is just walking in to the town master's hall, and he has with him some. It looks like supplies that he's been carrying around, but probably like blankets and things like that to try to help people. And he's bringing them back when he stops, and he looks over to you and says, "Gashar, hey, it's such a brave thing that you all did. I can't believe that you came back in time.
It was good
You're
timing.
really fortunate that you are the heroes of Phandalin."
I am very happy that we were here in time. The dragon we saw fly, and it is very big.
Where does
So-
it come from?
The east
An egg.
came
He
from
said
east.
he kind of like steps off from the porch, and he looks around. It's there's a thin layer of light in the sky, but the east is completely black, the black sky. And he looks and he says, "The east is a big place."
Yes, I don't know any more than that. We saw it at the chapel where we got the copper bell, or no, silver bell. Say, Colin, we need. So the guy that froze and got buried, not buried yet, over there. Well, there's more body parts, and he holds this sack up, leftovers from Dragon, and they're going to thaw soon. We should probably bury them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Do you want a sec?
Sure. Okay. He has this bag of things, and he says, "Here, you take this," and he gives you the sack of all the piles of blankets he had, and he takes
okay.
it, and he goes,
Yes.
he says, "Come with me," and he walks into the hall, Town Master's hall, and he asks you to place them on the counter, and he walks past the counter and around into the back, and he comes back just a minute later, and he says, "All right, well, I'll deal with that when I get a chance to," but there's a lot going on right now.
Yes. Is tonight the dance?
He says, "No, I don't think they're going to have." That was the dance. And he looks back up behind from the Town Master's hall up the hill, and you can see turned over tables and where probably some food was, and a hay stack that was used as a makeshift for probably an entertainment stage of some sort outside. And that was clearly interrupted. You're wondering, tell you what, give me an insight roll.
19.
Ooh. As you walk out and you see the food and everything else, you realize, if they were having a festival out here, if they started playing music and being loud and creating all these
Smells.
Smells and everything else,
Delicious food.
and the dragon was out and about, it might have attracted the dragon to this town. The dragon might not have given the town much thought, but
So if we want to
apparently
kill it again, we must have the dance.
Yeah, we want to lure it back.
War dance.
Yes.
we dance until someone dies. Okay. So
Well, and then the
walk
sack.
with rhythm.
Yeah, exactly. Walk without any pattern at all, or the. Oh my god.
Halud.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll hand him the sack and
Okay.
tell him that he should probably bury it soon.
he's already
And,
taken it from you. He's
Oh,
putting
that was in
it
the bag.
back, and
Got it.
he's going to He's going to
I'll
do
leave
it.
all the blankets and I'll say, well, Colin, I'm glad that you are taking care of town. Also,
He says,
I'm gonna
if you need anything, let me know. I'll talk to the town master. But I haven't seen him in a while. He's probably around here somewhere. Is there something else you need?
I hope he didn't turn into a were rat like the last one.
He kind of nods and he goes, "Yeah, it's a good thing.
I
I
just need-
hope that doesn't happen."
And you just need one thing. I just needed to have the dance go so that Eckankar could have dance. He was going to dance with girl, and he seemed to like her. Not the old one, the young one. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I gotta say, Yashar, he kind of claps you on the shoulder. He says, "Sure, I know exactly who it is. Thank you." And he kind of turns around and starts pushing you
Okay.
out. He's like, "I'll
Good.
take care of it. You go tell Eckenhart that, or Eckankar." Oh, they keep saying it. Eckankar.
Either one. I put on sign.
Okay, that's good to know.
Good. Okay, bye.
As he closes the door, he puts his back up, and you can hear him go.
Just a chore.
Oh,
All right,
All
what
right, I'll
are you
come find
guys?
the rest of the people.
What are you guys gonna do now?
I feel like we should check in with Gundrone because we were going to put him up at the inn, right? Because he still had levels of exhaustion. He needed to rest a whole day at least.
Yeah, when you left him last, the last thing you knew of him, you had ran forward and left him back by the trail.
He might still be running.
you might have
He could-
collapsed.
He could still be. Yeah, we should
He
go.
might have collapsed.
If we're all at the town master, maybe we'll just ask Colin. Have you seen a dwarf come by?
He's
Really old looking
No.
one.
No, I don't. I haven't seen any dwarf. There's been a lot of stuff going around here. Maybe you should check over by the inn. That's where a lot of people have gathered.
Well,
Yes,
that's
Lander,
we said
you
we'd meet.
must. I think the band has died. You might have to play the music tonight so that Eckankar can dance.
Band.
I think I can rouse myself to do that.
Good.
We'll
Yes,
bring
let's go
the-
find Dwarf.
Bring the dragon back tonight.
No, maybe inside.
That's funny.
Say maybe we should keep it quiet.
Oh yeah, draw the curtains and everything, but I definitely need a rest.
And a drink.
Okay, so the rest of you, what are you all going to do other than try to find a way to get the dance to continue after everyone's trembling in fear?
I think
What?
I mean, I don't have
to the
any
end, right?
relationship with
Oh
Gundren.
no. Let's see how Gishar pulls this off.
I think we should head to the inn and try to find Rock Seeker.
All right.
Yeah.
Anybody not going to the inn? You going to the inn? Everybody kind of go, packing into the inn so that
Finnis is actually going to go and help call and distribute like emergency supplies for the rest of the evening.
perfect.
Yeah. And I don't really have a relationship with Gundren in so much as like you guys do.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna go find my dance partner.
Ooh,
Brown chicken, brown cow.
little Jorlan's action.
Little Jorlan's action.
To be
All
to
right.
be honest, Gundren got kidnapped so early. I don't know that we have that much of a relationship with him, honestly.
Well, in game terms, you know,
purely
it was
professional.
it was the idea that he has sort of been your employer for a while back in the in Neverwinter.
So
you
right now, Hemo is wondering about the details of that employment, and he doesn't want to like push it too hard while he's recovering, but he wants to know where that whole deal stands. He's starting to think that maybe fighting
Glad you're alive.
adult
We're
dragons
still-
is a little outside of the original scope of employment.
The contract.
Hey, I'm going to tell you that Gundren has clearly stated that he promises he's still going to pay you that 50 gold.
50. Oh boy.
Well, that's for delivering some stuff, you know. Like
Yeah.
he didn't ask us to kill the dragon, but
No.
the town might throw some coins our way for that.
Because the dragon's the only reason I'm here, you know? Like
That's
I
right.
have to do it.
Okay. Well, given that, you are heading back to the Stone Hill Inn. All right. You walk in, and the once jovial place is now dour and somber as people are huddled around the tables. Some of them wearing blankets from the being radiant so near the chill of this dragon. They're still sort of cold even after an hour into it. Drinks are being served, but Toblin and his wife are serving those drinks as quickly and almost as efficiently as possible. The rest of them are huddled in the corner, sipping on an ale. You can see your patron Gundren sitting in the corner, and he's just kind of like looking at his glass, and he looks dour. What are you all gonna do?
Gundren,
But he always looks like that.
That's true. He looks
we
up
found
and
you.
he says, Gashar, well, once again, you have proven to be the great warrior I always thought you were.
That's funny. I had to hide. That was really bad. But
He
I
now
held my
remember,
ground for a few moments.
Gundren did not see anything, so by the
Yeah,
time he
he's
got to
probably
town,
still running when we were.
yeah,
It was a fearsome opponent, Gashar.
But Ek and Hemo and the others did a fantastic job in my stead. It is okay. It is good to have teammates. Can I buy you a beer?
he says, of course you can.
I'll sit down next to him.
He has a drink. And as you go up to order a beer, to buy a beer,
Yeah, whenever they come around. I'm not. This sounds like they're a little
All
bit
right,
busy, so I'm not going to hassle them.
Toblin comes up, and he's the owner, and he's a young, if you remember, he's a young gentleman, very eager to get the Stonehill Inn up and running and being maintained. He walks up to you and he smiles, and he says, "Hi, I met your friend here. He said that you used to work together in Neverwinter."
Yes. Gundren, he found me in academy. Said I might be good in a fight. I used to be a lot bigger too. He points at all his muscles. But
"Hi, lad, you're doing fine." That's what he says
Well,
to you.
I have lost lots of muscles. You see this part right here? Look at it. Used to have that little hook thing with the tricep thing. You know, right there. It's gone. I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened. I can hide really good now.
You see Gundren looking at you. He gives you that look like, I'm just going to let this one go. And he's not really sure. But he says to you, he said, "Hey, we must find the rest of our companions. We have to deal with this wave echo cave nonsense. Bringing that map has caused nothing but trouble. And the rest of the region's going to be in dire straits if we don't get it straightened out."
Yes. Sounds
It
like. Go ahead.
seems like the dire straits are already here.
Whatever this spider is, whatever he's doing, he's going to be doing something with drawing those demons out of the circles that exist within the wave echo cave.
Do you think we have time to have rest tonight?
I don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm a little afraid, of course, with the other problem you have here, which is this demon of sorts that is going after the countryside.
Why don't we tell the dragon that the demons are a threat, and then they fight each other?
If only we knew where to find this dragon, but no one around here seems to know. I've asked several.
Eckankar, what do you think?
I'm not there.
Eckankar's not here.
You're right. You're the one that's not there. The rest of you are here, right?
You hear a voice next to you as an old kind of slow voice, and he looks over and he goes, "Well, now these dragons, they have a problem, you know. What they like to do is they like to fixate on cleansing their environment to create themselves a lair. And we, on the other hand, happen to be in that unfortunate path of destruction. I perhaps might need to make a call to the Order of the Gauntlet. Maybe we can get some friends out here to deal with this dragon, but it's going to take some time." You look over and you can see Darren Ettermath. You know he's proclaimed himself to be a member of the Order of the Gauntlet. And he's also spoke with him a few times. He seems to be a straight-laced older gentleman in town, kind of quiet.
Wrath, send your call out. This thing is not going away. If we cannot take care of it, somebody needs to.
He says, he looks and grabs his mug and looks at it and he goes, "Yeah, sure will. After this one."
If nothing else, get information.
But you sound like you know something about dragon lairs.
Well, sure do. I can tell you, back when I was a young lad, let me explain to you how I was. I was there and I was a black dragon. Now, that dragon was one son of a bitch. I tell you what.
So you can move the next 5 minutes over. Just fast forward.
Yeah, okay.
And then what I did,
Slides a beer over to him.
You fast forward 5-6 minutes, and then at the end of the story, you hear this, you hear him. And then what I did was I stick it right there, and he was surprised. Let me explain to you. He was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Daddy, I'm just trying to feed myself, and that's why I put it in the fire." Oh, what were we talking
to the
about?
Party, they're all asleep.
What were we talking about now?
No, dragon lairs. How to find where a dragon is building its lair.
He looks up and he goes, "Lair? Oh, I know a few things about dragon lair. Let me tell you, there's one time a black dragon," and he seems to meander, and the story just drifts. And
Shar is just fixated the entire time. He's watching and listening to everything he says.
I just see him like with the popcorn.
Yeah.
Ladder kind of leans over and says, "This guy's got a thing or two to learn about storytelling."
Yeah, he has no
He's
narrative
got a
structure.
thing or two to tell us.
He has
There's no
many
narrative
stories.
structure at all.
You have to piece them all together yourself, but there's lots of stories. Keep listening.
Yeah. All right. Gundren looks over at you and he says, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about whether you should go face this dragon or not. But surely it's something that should be dealt with. What about your your friend, the dragon hunter.
Heck,
He was looking
He's-
for the dragon.
He's
Yeah.
dealing with a woman right now.
we figured we'd give him the night off, but yeah, he's given us some details of his quest,
Nice.
but
You spend the evening here enjoying your drink, kind of getting more quiet and more just relaxed. And then there's a certain point where you kind of switch a little bit and try telling stories and loosening the crowd up a little bit. They seem to still be in shock, but they're kind of dealing with the trauma. Is there anything
Only
else?
there
you're
was a
gonna do?
bard to help loosen the mood a little bit and sort of liven things up.
Yep. I was going to say I'll go around playing some cheery songs of warmth and
Oh,
just sort
lovely.
of raise the morale.
Okay.
What a pal.
All right. Do you want to give me a perform roll, please?
I would love to.
What'd you get?
Wow.
I got 26.
All right.
God, I'm good.
Did you roll that at advantage and you got 2 26s?
Yeah, so I guess it doesn't matter.
So you
Jeebus.
so you get up out of the chair and you grab your lute and you go kind of circle around, kind of more in a personal way, sing and dance to people and sing songs and kind of interact with them in a very clever way, but one-on-one. And it doesn't take you long until you kind of turn the environment from being so sour and dour, even from to a minor chuckles to a few people actually lifting up and raising their glasses. When you do a fantastic song around the death of a dragon and the saving of the great town of towns of past, the night goes deep. Jundren falls asleep in the chair. He's still exhausted. And you manage to have to pick him up and stagger to
Are
get him
there
up.
any rooms available?
Yeah, there's rooms, and you'll get your room for free thanks to Graham having his character having ability to get that.
We'll get Gundren
Thanks to
room
the
too.
fact that we ran off a white dragon. Come on.
He can have X spot on the floor. Wait,
Wrath
no,
at-
you could probably have the bed.
Oh, and for the record,
Yeah.
I rolled 2 26s at disadvantage.
Nice. Either way, it's 2 26. It's impressive.
So we'll say you only get. So what you're saying is you got 26.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else you want to do in town, the rest of you, before the end of the night? All right. Eckankar, you go find Jorlins and you help her with helping her deal with some of the medical issues that some of the people are having, primarily around scrapes and bruises and twisted ankles and things like that. Not a lot of people had interactions with the dragon because either you touched the dragon and died, or
You
you
ran
didn't. Yeah, you ran away. If you were anywhere near
Yeah.
that dragon, it killed you. Afterwards, you have a quiet conversation and you're able to you take a little walk around the town. And at the end of the evening, you have a nice evening together where you're able to have a time to a little quiet after the storm. Is there anything else you want to do tonight before the evening ends?
Is there a
No,
light
I-
mist? You could kiss her in the mist.
After the shared trauma.
I should
all the
I should
drama.
mention that Hemo's doing a weapon binding ritual to that short sword of Perian.
Nice.
No, yeah, no, I think that works out fine. Us
Perfect.
spending the night, like just talking.
Nice. It was a fantastic evening, and she actually has more of a she's a more of a fitting type of personality than you might have first thought. She has she likes to have fun clearly and have a good time at the tavern, but also during the serious problems of the town, she helped the town as much as she could. All right.
And she has a good, sturdy frame.
Sounds like a good heart too.
Yeah, she does. She does.
I show up at our room in the inn and I see that there's a dwarf in my bed and
Gishar goes,
All right.
what's wrong?
It's like, all right. And he just lies down on the floor and just like any room possible. a
We'll
very
scooch
cramped room.
over. We got bed rolls just lining the floor. We'll scooch over, make a spot for you.
A dwarf was not what I expected to have in my bed tonight.
Nope.
Easy
I want
trusted.
I want everybody to roll me a d20 and give me it as your perception roll, please. What'd you get, Wave?
They're 13.
All right. And what'd you get, Nate?
What if our passive is better?
Then you can use your passive.
All right. Well, I got an 11 then.
Wait, are we rolling a d20 or
Perception.
a perception check?
Yeah, d20
Okay.
perception roll. Yeah. Let's see here. Cameron, what'd you get?
20.
21.
Cool. And then,
Of course.
all right. Okay. So you got a 21 and what'd you get?
13.
13. All right. So Cameron,
Heck, got an 18 if that matters.
it does. It's cool. That's good to know. But unfortunately, nobody can beat out the. Of course, you're probably not wearing your shield while you're sleeping. But
It's just-
If we're sleeping.
I don't know. He probably sleeps. with it
I'm
on.
going to give it to you anyway. It's D&D. We kind of live with this rule that you kind of have this way things work.
It's
All right.
got a squishy inside, so it's not. It's like a bed. He just lays on it.
Okay.
Big foam on the inside.
Finnis, you're laying in bed sleeping, and you kind of partially hear something as you're with your eyes closed. You hear people yelling outside. You hear a couple of people yelling voices. You can't hear exactly what they're saying because they're a little bit farther away, but you can hear people yelling. You perk your head up and look outside, though there is a half waxing moon outside, so you can kind of see some of the light coming in. And you listen more intensely, and you hear people yelling back and forth outside. Now, normally there's not a lot of, this town is very quiet at night. So maybe that, even though it's distant, it might have set you off that something is wrong. What are you going to do?
I will just start to wake up my comrades.
Sure. You wake up and
There's a ruckus.
you easily wake everybody else up. He shakes you, and
I'm
everybody
actually
else.
also going to pop a cure wounds on myself because I did not sleep off some damage.
Okay.
Me neither.
All right. You cast your cure wounds on yourself. Boom. Go ahead.
So I'll open the window, let the owl out, and then I will take its eyes
All right.
and do a loop around 100 feet around the thing.
When you do, you can see in the distance, a little farther south than your 100 feet can quite see. You can see that there are 4 or 5, probably you're guessing townsfolk. They may be part of the newly formed militia. You're not sure. Talking and having words and surrounding another individual that's in the distance to the south. You can't see anything specifically because it's quite farther than 100 feet. If you wanted to go beyond your 100 feet and lose the vision, you can do that. That's up to you.
It's not going to help me. So
Yeah. So the rest of you guys see Wrath go into this kind of, her eyes kind of roll back, and she just kind of grabs part of the wall and braces herself as she looks through the eyes of the owl.
she'll say, she can speak. There's some kind of altercation to the south.
Ooh,
South.
what were they yelling? Can you use the owl's ears?
I could.
Yeah. They're not going to be yelling anymore. The yelling is quelled.
Oh, okay.
The yelling woke you up, and then you're kind of looking around and you see people to the south.
So there was a ring of people surrounding somebody. They were yelling, and now they're not.
Yeah.
I bet they just kicked that guy's ass.
I think Eck is groggily running out the door.
All right.
When you say somebody to the south is like surrounded by people.
Sure.
Finnis is on your heels.
All right. You see Finnis and Eck run
Emo
out.
takes off behind him.
Flander is definitely out there too.
I am tired. Are we doing this?
Hammer Bros. Check it
Hammer
out.
Bros.
How tall is this window?
How tall is the window? Say almost like 2 feet.
It's gonna jump the window.
Burst through the window.
You're gonna try.
What do you say? Yeah.
I would say you need to open you can go through the glass,
I
which would
opened
be
the window.
hilarious.
Oh, he opened the window.
I know.
Shatter the window.
I would say, yeah, you could jump out the window if you want and just jump down. That's fine.
Yeah, so he just sort of like watches everybody around the room, takes a big sigh.
All right. You would normally
He's just
take
injured. He's tired.
You normally take 2 points of falling damage.
All right, so he slows his fall down the side of the building and lands.
silently.
Yep.
All right. As the rest of you emerge from the Stonehill Inn, you see that Gashar is already there waiting for you.
Where were you guys?
Gishart, we're not as fast as you. You
And
need
didn't
to
run ahead.
understand that.
All
right.
My arm still hurts.
All right. You can see in the distance that you see 4 people. With those of you with dark vision, can see 4 people, probably town's militia of some sort, kind of the ones that, if you remember, they once ran across you. They're actually kind of talking aggressively to somebody else.
Are they big or tall or small or?
They seem to be well within reason what you'd call medium size.
I didn't obviously take my time to put armor, but I do have my shield.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
I'll run.
I don't have armor or anything.
Gashar will run over to him.
All right. You see Gashar take off and jet ahead of you.
Every
And
time.
since he's got the teleport thing, he will just make his movement to get there. Like he's going to use the teleport bonus thingy and just try to
he's like
get to them.
zip.
Shows up in the middle of the crowd.
All right.
What seems to be the problem?
Gashar, you run up, and as you appear behind, about 30 feet behind this group, the rest of the group running afterwards, Eckankar thinking this probably isn't a good time to use this fly spell, but
I kind of want to.
you can see that there are 4 militiamen, and they are surrounding an orc in Phandalin. That orc you recognize as your friend Degneg. They seem to be talking to him and sort of almost like pushing him a little bit, and he's just looking around. And you can hear him trying to calmly talk to the human people, but they seem to be aggressively going after him.
He just calls out.
Not with weapons, but yelling at him. You need to leave. You need to leave.
He calls out pretty loudly, "Hi, Dagnag!" And you will keep running up towards him.
All right, you come running up, and the 4 towns militia people turn, and they look at you, and they're like, Gashar?
Yes, Dagnag is our friend. I'm glad to see you, sir.
He looks back and he goes, "This is an orc."
And
they look, when you say that, they look at each other like nobody's ever asked. They're very confused for a second.
He'll go up and grab Dagnag by the shoulders and shake him, and he'll hold out his hand like like they did the spit thing before.
Yeah.
He'll hold out his hand like that, and he'll get ready to spit.
Yeah. The orc leans over and spits in your hand, and all 4 of them go, ah.
He'll do the same thing. He'll just.
They're just grossed out by this thing. They're like, oh, you guys shake hands. They're looking like, oh,
Yes.
he's touching it.
Yes. Good to see you. What are you doing here?
The fact that he knows their handshake should show them that he's telling the truth, though.
They don't seem so much that they think he's lying. They just think the fact that they spit in each other's
It's
hands
rowdy.
is really, really gross.
Oh, nursty,
Very nasty.
It's you.
Degneg goes, I am not here alone.
As always.
Okay, well, Flander will come up then and say, "Oh, Degneg, are we glad to see you?" And he'll turn to the townspeople. "It is thanks to this orc that this town is not overrun with goblins right now,
Or ogres.
or
Excellent.
ogres."
Give me a
Have you seen
persuasion.
ogres? They're really big.
Give me a persuasion roll, and you get to do it with advantage since you had to endure the spitting handshake.
Okay, persuasion. You said
Yes,
Get him.
25.
that's all.
Good barding.
Barding is such sweet sorrow. Okay.
Yes.
Whoa.
You go up and talk to them, and they look at each other, and they look at you, and they're Flander, hey, Flander. Oh, they all kind of look at you, and they completely ignore Gashar, and they look to you, and they said, "So this orc is one of the ones who helped do something? What did he do?"
He is their leader. And yes, when we attacked Cragmaw Castle, he and a whole lot of his archers took on a whole army of hobgoblins while we went and stormed the castle.
By himself?
You owe him he and his men.
He looked back at
They occupied their army while we went in and we destroyed the Goblin King.
They are partners. Partners.
One of them says, "He kind of smells bad," and the other one looks over to his friend. He goes, "You kind of do too." It's like,
Yeah. You should take a bath.
And we don't judge you by your smell either.
Yeah,
Okay.
Wrath's like coming up, going, "None of you smell very good."
Hey,
Not everybody knows prestidigitation, Wrath.
Yes, I smell like flowers and lavender.
you know, Wrath, you could use prestidigitation on other people too.
I do, and I cannot no longer stand your stink.
Mm.
She's an aggressive prestidigitator.
Secretly in the background all the time.
Probably when you guys are asleep. Yeah.
That's what
That's what we're in sleep.
You guys wake up, you're like,
We need
"I
a-
smell
we
great."
need a T-shirt with Wrath that says, "I aggressively prestidigitate." Okay, Degneg says, "Come, we have something to discuss with you.
What news?
Did not wish to come to your village, but I thought it was of utmost importance." And he looks around and he kind of looks past and he sees the destruction for the first time.
We
He
had
says,
dragon attack. Yes, is it white dragon?
It was here.
"This is timely news then. I bring biddings of its location."
Whoa,
We must find
this
wait,
is good
Alex,
news,
You are
Degneg.
here. Hello, Ek.
"Come,
When did you get here?
if Salak will not come into the village, but we must go speak with him at once."
Let's we're not fully rested, are we?
And you're not really
You see
fully
this hole in
clothed.
my
I mean,
shoulder?
you're basically in your skivvies running
Yeah.
around. You got boots.
That's
and
my
like,
normal armor.
yeah.
You guys are fine. You need armor? Do you need to put armor
We're
on or
just going
something?
to talk.
But seriously,
Let's
like
go.
we're very injured. Like, anybody got any ideas?
I mean, I
How far is your friend, Degneg?
If Salak is just down the miner's trail, he would not come in. He saw hints of that ogre creature that you have to the south, and he would not circumvent her. If Salak is a young one.
Well, let's
She's-
not keep him waiting then.
So you travel south. Anybody not going to get into my evil plan? Okay.
You're all bunched up with no armor and no stuff.
No armor,
Still
no
hurt.
stuff.
Can we go? How would it take a minute or two to just run
It
back?
takes a long time to put armor on.
it
Like
takes
10 minutes to put on armor.
Yeah, specifically Ek and probably Finnis as well. It takes a while to put on armor.
How far down the trail are we talking about going?
Just a little ways. We're fine. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I think
All right,
we're
let's
fine.
go.
Let's go.
He walks with you, and as he's talking, he doesn't say much directly at you, but he will answer any questions in the short term. But he doesn't tell you what's going on quite yet. He takes you down the trail, and he kind of does a wide sweep around the miners' exchange. That's where the ogre lives, and he is clearly he knows what that he's seen that ogre before. He's probably seen or looked into Phandalin before from a distance. He seems to know his way around. They circle the miners' exchange and they head down the miners' trail. It isn't far down that trail, maybe a quarter mile at most, where you see a shadow of an orc. The orc might be trying to hide behind some bushes, but you can clearly see the orc head around the silhouette of all the other bushes because its hide was not that great. So all of you see it. Degnag walks up and says, "Ipsalik, come." And he stops for a second. He looks around. He says, "Ipsalik, I see you there." And
You're hiding really well.
You hear a young voice go. Did I make this? Were you unable to see me until you came too close? And Degneg goes, "Yes, you did a fantastic job. Now come over here. Now."
Do not lie to him. He will never get better.
And Degneg
No, that was not very
Degneg
good.
looks back at you and Degneg goes, he's not somebody I'd train. Solak.
You want him guarding your back?
Degneg kind of laughs. He goes, all right. If Sonic, come. You see this young orc, even for being rough and somewhat strong, naturally strong. This orc is you think very young. Teenager would be stretching it. And he walks up to Degneg, and Degneg looks and grabs his shoulder and goes, "My friends, this is a member of our tribe, Ipsalak. Say hello, Ipsalak. And he looks and goes, hello. These
Hello, greetings.
are the
Hello.
heroes that your father and I journeyed with. And Ipsalak nods and smiles. He says, and Degneg says, so now tell these folks what you have told me. He says, well, I have seen the dragon flying to the north, near the spire hold. We weren't supposed to be there, but it is a forbidden place in the mountains that my friends and I journeyed to. Yes, it is forbidden for one reason. It is great law that there are ice giants there. They roam the mountains and they cannot be killed. And
Did you find
you should
ice
not have
giants?
been there.
You just need to bring the fire.
And he kind of swats the back of his head, and Ipsala goes, I did not mean to. Well, okay, I meant to, but I'm sorry, Degneg. He says, very well.
Did you find ice giants when you were there?
No, I did not see any ice giants, but I saw in the distance the great old ice spire hold. And in that hold, I saw the dragonfly. It was 2 days ago.
So it's within 2 days travel from here.
Yeah, it's about 2 days travel from here. But I came back, and that's when Degneg caught me, and I was forced to tell him where I was.
This is good news. While you were not supposed to be there, you still found a spot that is important to everyone.
But I didn't get near Ice Spire Hold. The Ice Spire Hold is way up in the mountains.
You're smart not to go there.
Degneg says, yes. I can show you where to find Ice Spire Hold. It is legendary amongst the orcs. The orcs once raided the hold years and years and years ago, long before I was born. Legend says there's a demon slaying sword within the hold. But to be honest with you, we have never found any demon sword, and we have never been back since the orcs of years ago raided it. But there is no reason. The hold itself is in a remote location. There's no reason to maintain a presence there. And long since the trail has gone to ruin. But I can show you on your maps if you wish.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Also, demon slaying sword would be very good for when we have to slay demons soon.
I like the sound of that.
He says, I would not get your hopes up too much. We went through there years ago. Well, my ancestors went through there. Legends say that the sword was never found.
Yes, but did you have shield?
What are you pointing at?
I think it's Hemo's shield,
Finnis has a shield of perception.
Yeah. He's pointing at Finnis over there. He's just kind of generally pointing at Finnis. He says, but you do not have shield, right?
He kind of tilts his head at Finnis. He goes, yes, it's a nice shield. All right, I will bring up your map and I'll show you where you can find.
Yeah, we definitely compare maps. I think Kashar's got two that now that he's been sort of adding to over time. Look at this.
That's a good bit of travel. That's for sure.
Oh boy.
You gotta go through Neverwinter.
What are you talking about?
Oh, sorry. I was looking at the thing. Sorry.
All right. Now the map's up. He looks inside your map and he points and he says, see here, it is between the Mountain Tor mines and the Wyvern Tor, high in the mountains. You will have to travel through the forbidden trail, a trail forbidden because the orcs will not go there. Allow me to reveal it on your map. There you will see Ice Spire Peak. It is a cruel place where once denizens lived. We have tried to destroy it once. We have never thought that anyone else would ever take up residence there. There's nothing there.
But it makes sense for Ice Dragon. It is not susceptible to cold. Probably likes it.
Yes. And it exists within its own spire. I can show you the trail on the map. It will wind up through the passage and take you into Ice Spire Peak.
Ah, I see. Good. Thank you.
He explains to you the directions of how to get to the trail that takes you up to Icespire Peak, including giving details on your map and writing them in.
Nice. Yeah, Yashar's trying to be fairly precise with drawing anything that he describes out in the area.
And you see the young one goes, perhaps I can go with him to trace the dragon. And Dagnag looks over and goes, I think that would be the shortest lived adventure of all times, little one.
Well, bait is always good.
He looks at you and he goes, ah. He looks back and he goes, I know his father. I couldn't do it. Ah. He slaps you on the shoulder really hard. So hard that you kind of like stagger around.
I was actually expecting it.
Yeah.
So she rolls with
Yeah.
it,
She goes,
using her blind.
Isn't-
Thank you, Dagnag.
he says, if we were not so devastated by all that has happened in the Wyvern Troll and the Mountain Toe Mines and the Craigmore Castle, we would maybe lend you a hand, but we have no resources left at this point.
No, you have done much.
This dragon,
You've done.
however, is a bigger threat to you than Phandalin. It's going to deal with you first.
We understand that, but we can retreat within the mine. Your town is out. No retreating.
This is true.
It already attacked the town. It will do us it again. It said it was going to come back. Did it not, Ek? And Hemo?
He did.
I
They didn't hear
think so.
This is why I'm here.
I just remember a lot of cold.
Yes, no, very cold, but this is why I'm here. I can't ask you to come with me. I know you have other
Okay.
things to
I can.
to attend to, but I hope you will come with me. I don't think I can face him alone.
You don't have to ask.
Dagnag says,
We're the-
I would recommend wearing armor when you do.
We're the heroes of Phandalin. So we
Yeah,
signed
what
on
would
to
this town do without the brave Sir Eckankar?
Well, I
Hey, here.
Thank you to all of you. I don't know what to say.
All right, should we go there right now, or should we go back?
I know what to say.
the
Let's get
tavern?
him.
To the inn? Do you need to go to the inn first, Ek, or
at
what?
first
As you can see, I'm not really equipped at the moment.
we should go get our
Me
things.
neither.
We
You
should
probably
head
want to
there.
rest it. You probably want to rest and get your hit points back and spells.
Some
That
sleep.
is-
Might be an
true.
idea.
Catch
Do a
some
whole,
Z's.
Yeah.
a hole in my arm.
However, isn't that Icespire Peak? I mean, we heard that the Wave Echo Cave was at some point to the east of Mountain's Toe Mine. Could they be in the same area?
We'll need to talk to Colin. We haven't pinpointed it on the map yet.
No, you haven't actually talked to Colin about it. You have the map and you have the general. You kind of like have some rough descriptions, but you may need to either use some cartography skills or possibly get someone else who can do
Colin
it
is
for you.
a freaking cartographer. We'll use him.
Yeah.
Definitely.
We'll see Colin in the morning, and if they
Yes.
line up, then maybe we can, well, I hate to say kill two dragons with one adventure, but yeah,
Wait, watch what
we'll
you
just kill
said.
the one. Just the one. The other one's a demon summoner or something.
Sort of
Or
spider-
dragonborn. It's a very similar word. See, dragonborn. Be careful. I don't want to be killed by you guys.
You don't want to kill.
We weren't planning on it unless you want to start destroying cities, then maybe.
You did say two dragon.
Hey, you
Just
enlarge
being
him
clear.
enough, he'll be like Godzilla.
Yes, and I still didn't get my horde. Where's my horde?
We need a Mothra. Okay. All right. So you're going to retreat. Dagnag will take his lead from you. He shakes your hands again and gives you a clap on the shoulder. And he says, please be safe. This dragon has been a nuisance for some time. It looks vicious.
It ate some humans.
We will come to the mine on our way to wherever we're going, and let you know what our plans are.
Aye, good to see you. I will have food ready for you when you show up. He disappears back into the darkness, making his way back down the miner's trail, which heads south and then that takes fork, basically one going south to where you went to. That's where you saw and found the flower, and that helped your friends. And then it twists to the east, which goes along the southern mines and eventually ends up at the Mountains Toe Mine. Okay, that leaves you standing out in the middle of the field at night. Gonna retreat back.
Yep.
All right.
Oh yeah.
You retreat back, returning back to your rooms and heading out to sleep. All right. It is the next morning. You have now woken to a town that is a little on edge as still with the dragon being around. And you emerge down into the inn for breakfast, unless there's something else you want to do beforehand. Clearly you've rested and got your spells back, etc.
Breakfast sounds great.
I will cast Hex.
All right.
And then just spend the next
hour
to recharge.
All right, cool. All right. What else? Is anybody else going to do anything else?
I think I'll just say goodbye to, if it's like we're ready to leave, I'll just say goodbye to Corlins.
You got it. So Stonespire Peak is going to take you about a day and a half to get to near the peak. Now you're not really sure because he didn't really get detailed instruction on what it takes to go up this mountain pass. So you could pencil in 2 days roughly of travel to get there, but you're not sure. It's going to take you over a day for sure. It is now early in the morning. You've had breakfast and you've made some preparations with your hex. You hear the door. As you look up, you can hear the door to the Stonehill Inn as you're finishing breakfast fly open. You can see Colin walking in, and he's walking in with some supplies, and behind him is a chittering Lanine, and she's coming in, and she's like, I don't know where they get off allowing those orcs to come in here. They've come in here once. They've made themselves known. You don't think they're going to come back again. And you hear Colin walking past. I'm sure it's fine, Lanine. They helped us before. I don't know what the problem is. And she's like, she's calling behind. He goes, you don't know. Those orcs are vile creatures.
We know. We know what happened.
Flander just says, Lanine, the orcs are not your enemy.
Yeah. Like Eck will stand up and be like, you should not disrespect them. We're only here now because of what effort they made to help us.
She stops and looks at you, and she just goes, oh, shakes her head and turns and
no,
walks
you listen.
out.
No, you listen.
She
stop
stops
and listen. We met them last night. They told us where dragon is. We were going to go kill the dragon now. No, who told us where dragon is? You tell me. Who told us where dragon is?
Are you saying that the orcs know where this dragon is?
Yes, one of the orc tribe came to us last night and to tell us where the dragon is. And we are going to go kill the dragon now.
Maybe it's a trap. I wouldn't trust those orcs.
I am sick and tired of hearing this. No, they are good. They have helped us, and they have helped your town. You don't understand them, so you fear them.
Or you just want their mind for yourself. Tell them, Flander. You tell them.
The orcs are not your enemy, and if it wasn't for them, then this town would be overrun with hobgoblins now.
She looks down and she looks down and she goes, and she's in a huff. She said, and I thought people around here was trying to make sense. They're all going crazy. She goes storming off.
Go find your red hat.
Humans do that a lot, don't they?
Yes.
Tired of racist people in town. Not okay. He bangs on the table.
The table breaks.
I'm not that strong anymore.
Yashar, I don't think you can just break tables and solve racism, unfortunately.
I think of all the awesome martial artists.
Oh, yeah.
They go, table breaks.
There might
What you
be
got to
some
do is
sort of
that's how you open your beer.
I mean, I guess he does have magic unarmed strikes nowadays. So he did hit
Okay.
a 24. Damn it. All right, he breaks the table. Rude.
Does anybody know a mending spell?
Sorry about your table.
So Toblin is going to be not very happy if he finds it.
I'll turn to like the whoever is working the bar. Be like, how much did the table cost? I'll try to cover it.
This is Toblin's wife, and she walks out and she goes, "Hey, well,
Sorry about the
hey,
table.
hey, what we do is we'll say, what you do is you save us from the dragon, and then I'll repair the table, all right?"
Maybe that's a good deal. I like
Good
that.
deal.
That seems like a fair deal. Yes.
Also,
I can do
maybe,
that.
Maybe
Hey, no,
Raph
off you
can
go
fix
before-
it. Press the
Off you go
digitize.
before
He holds it.
Tobin gets here, because he'll be not very happy with you. Go shoot.
He holds the chunk up
She looks back and
to where
she's-
it came off.
She goes, "You think I'm
Leave the
drunk?"
chunk.
No.
Leave the chunk,
Oh.
Geshar. We're going to kill the dragon now.
We need to leave now. Tobin is not going to be happy.
You hear the door in the
Sorry.
back opened up, and you hear Torblin's wife goes, "Oh, honey, come! I have something upstairs to show you."
We
And then
run.
she looks over at the one of the people that are just sitting there in there, and she says, "Rhaegar, get the hammers and fix the table now."
Sorry. Here you go. He hands the chunk over to the whoever she was just talking to.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go.
He takes the chunk. He looks and he's like, "Okay." He's looking at you like, "What? Or how did I get stuck with all the work?" Some
You
random
should
guy.
blame Lenine for this. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.
All right. The rest of you exit the inn with a little bit more floor space now that the table's been broken, and you head out. Is there anything else you're going to do in town here before you make your exit? Suddenly now traveling to find this dragon. And
You guys put your armor on.
We need to. Yeah. That's part of our preparations. I'd hope.
Hmm?
I think we put armor on already.
Oh yeah, definitely. We need to see Colin. That Ice Spire Peak, it might be very close to the Wave Echo Cave. We had directions from Gundren, but we just need to get it on our maps.
All right. You
Yes.
go over to the. You're gonna go over to the to the town master's hall then and try to find him.
Yeah.
All right. It's early in the morning, but it is clear that
Colin gets up.
Colin
early.
it was an early riser. As you approach, the door has been opened. There is probably to little breeze in. There's a couple windows open, and you can see him working steadily. He is working on documents. He seems he's dipping some quill pen and he's writing feverishly. And as you walk in, and he looks up and goes, "Oh, Hemo, hey."
Hey, we're actually headed to find this dragon, but we were wondering if we could use your cartography skills for a moment.
Kishar pulls
sure,
out his maps,
sure.
sets them down, pulls out his quill and ink as well as he's like talking.
So, you remember Gundren, right? We
Yeah.
actually found him. Have you met him since he's been here?
No. I didn't. Have you spoke with him this morning? Does he even know you're leaving?
No.
Oh, we
He was
should.
pretty
He's sleeping.
exhausted.
Yeah,
He
he's
said he could keep the room.
Well-
been injured pretty badly, actually.
He's mentioned to me we're gonna go to the south. We're gonna grab a militia and head south. Apparently, his brothers are there.
Yes, yeah, he said some of his people were nearby.
We're gonna go look. So I'll make sure I mention it to him if he's still sleeping up there. If you haven't talked to him,
We'll go say goodbye.
okay.
But we have instructions on how to find the Wave Echo Cave, but we didn't get a map.
So we got that scroll though, right?
Yeah, it's like written on a scroll we got in the.
Here, look.
To be correct, what you have is you have a map that gives you general directions to a specific area, and then there's a bunch of descriptions to follow, like a treasure trail to find it. So you can get the general idea within like 5 miles or so, but where it is specifically in there, you need to follow the instructions.
Yeah.
So you need to decipher what that code is.
Freaking national treasure.
Yeah, so I guess we run it by Colin and just be like, do you know this area at all?
Yeah. Well, originally we had a cartographer in our group, and I thought it'd be fun.
Mhm.
Okay, so he looks at it and he says, "Oh, sure, I could take a look at it." And he kind of holds it up a little bit, tilts it so that the sunlight comes in, and he kind of walks over and he goes, "Oh, this is old. This is the map to the cave that you were looking at."
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks over and he says, "Well, if you look at this map, I can tell you that the place where it's at is going to be
Right here.
rough."
Yeah.
Where are you going to
Sharp
point the map?
points.
Right on the map. Haha.
Somewhere like, oh, I suppose we have the map up, don't you? He pointing. He's like, right here.
He says, "Oh, you're close. You're close, but it's actually more like here. But you're very close.
Ah, yes.
You're very
No,
close.
that was not close. Thank you. You were very gracious.
It's somewhere in there, or on this side, or it could be here, or possibly here. Not sure. I really have to look in this map, but this will take you in this general area. You could possibly say it's like somewhere in the few mile radius of here, but just looking at this, I can decipher it though if you want to leave it with me."
Sense motive.
Go ahead. Maybe Colin was my plant the whole time.
Whole time.
12 insight.
All right. You think that Colin wants to keep the map so that he could do research.
How insidious.
Sinister.
That kid's learning. Quick, kick him. All right.
Well, I mean, the instructions are just written, right? We could copy down the instructions and keep a copy of them ourselves and just.
You can. Yeah. You need they're artistically written. So you're going to need to have a cartographer skill or be able to use cartography tools to make a copy of this.
Colin, could you make a copy of this for us, please? It is rather urgent. We will go say hi to Gundren and let them know what we are doing. And then
He looks up and he
back.
goes, "Oh, this is going to take several hours for me to copy."
That is fine.
Well,
Can you?
We
We
can go
broke
plan
that
this
table,
out
though.
for a little bit.
Yeah, can we go back there? I don't know. We broke. Yeah.
No,
We gotta
it's
get outta
fixed now.
here.
Remember that guy got a piece and he fixed it. It's good.
I don't know if you would be able to fix it by now, Gashar. You
What?
really
Take
put a
nail,
number on that
hammer.
table.
You put the.
All right. What are you guys going to do?
We need to find some supplies. Some potions of resistance would be awesome if there is such.
Oh, and heal. We used all our healing potion.
Yeah.
All right. Most people don't
Did
take
any of the shops, either the Blue Lion Coster or the other shop, would they have had they sold us any healing potions yet?
They have no magic items that they sell.
Okay, that was back over in Helmshold, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
They only have common magic items. You could travel up to Helm's Hold, but that's 2 days of travel there and then 2 days back. It's up to you.
We don't really have that kind of time. They're trying to summon demons over there.
They should
think
teleport
time is of
object
the
a
essence.
bunch of potions to us.
demons and dragons everywhere. What level are we? This seems extreme.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
Perhaps the ogre has.
Where's the Avengers when you need them?
Maybe there's a chance that when we get to the orc encampment, we might be able to trade for something, but it seems slim.
All right. You guys gonna do anything else while you're in town here?
I don't quite have the gold, but I have some equipment to help. I want to buy a climber's kit, but I don't have 25 gold. I only have 22.
You do get in a lot of climbing situations, huh?
If you need to get some from the party treasury, we do have some available.
Yeah, we can, yeah. Especially if
All
we
right.
just got a dragon's horde, you know.
Well, Elmer Barthen will certainly have a climber's kit for you to buy.
Yeah, can I get 13 gold out of the party coffers, and I'll spend 12 of
No
my own?
problem. Mm-hmm.
Call
Yeah,
that
all right.
25 for the climber's kit.
Done.
The
As
don't
you
fall
walk,
kit.
okay, you walk back up toward. I'll bring up the map so we can kind of see it. Okay, you walk back up toward the Barthen's Provisions.
Yeah.
As you do, you can see that as you walk past the stone hill here, you know that you can hear some hammering inside.
I walk quickly, head down.
As you do, you then come to Barthen's Provisions. The door is open. There are several people working in the shop, in the back shop here. Barthen is in the front office as you approach. Hemo, how may I help you? Do you need some more supplies? We're going to do a badge order for replacing most of the wood that we lost within Sister Gariel's house, and the Shrine of Luck is going to need some maintenance. Is there anything else I can get for you? He seems to be in quite jovial right now. He has a long list of things that need to be purchased, and he's writing a scroll.
Well, you're looking busy, Barthen.
Hi. Well, we have a lot of things happening.
Well, let's make it quick then. I'm going after a dragon, the one that attacked your town, and I think I need a climber's kit because I think it's hiding up in the mountains.
Oh, all right then. Well, I believe I have one here for you. Do you want to give me a diplomacy? Do you want to give me a diplomacy check using persuasion?
Sure. I am no pluses or minuses to persuasion. I got a 15.
Well, let me see if I can find it for you. He walks back and he starts fishing through his supplies. He comes back and he has a handful of supplies, some rope on the side, you see like some little tether things like this, the big hand. He kind of spills it out. He goes, well, unfortunately, this was not exactly complete, but it's mostly here. It has all the pieces, and he starts showing it to you. And he says, well, because of this, I'll give it to you for half price, 13 gold.
Oh, well, what's it missing?
Oh, we're just missing a few pythons here and there. Some minor things. It's all right. Should do you just fine.
Well, in my inventory, I do have rope, a grappling hook, and some of my own pittance. So sure, this'll do just nicely.
All right.
Spend the 13 I got out of the party coffers then.
All right. You give him the coin. He hands over the kit. It's pretty much a full kit. There's just a few minor pieces that might have been missing, but you'll be able to use as a climber's kit without a problem. All right. He says, anything else I can help you with?
Not unless you have healing potions back there somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have any of those. I wish I did.
Well, do you have a medicine kit, some bandages?
Oh, of course I do. I can certainly do that. He's happy. He's happy. He goes,
we might need a lot of those.
All right.
So I'm gonna just go ahead and buy a healer's kit.
Sarah's like, we need a lot, but it's 10 uses, so it's perfect.
Yeah, he's going to fish out the healer's kit. What is the retail value of the healer's kit?
5 gold. Actually, can I buy 2?
He will have 2 of them, and this time he's going to sell them to you for the full 10 gold because he thinks he can.
Then I'll buy them.
All right. Well, there you are. I have a third kit if you wish to have it, but they're only 5. I'll give it to you for 4.
I think we're carrying quite a lot. We do have to climb the mountain.
You do have the burden of the town on your shoulders.
Yeah, and I'll probably be carrying the rest of them up the mountain too with this. So this is very helpful. I hope to come back with good news, and maybe I'll buy more stuff from you.
All right.
Assuming this holds up.
Well, I'm doing another order to Neverwinter today. I've quite the order. He holds it up in his hand and he's kind of very happy about it. If you need anything else for me to order from Neverwinter, let me know.
Since we are using Gariel's old house and you are rebuilding it, yes, maybe we make it bigger and better. We make 2 stories, have a ladder, go up there, you have big living quarters upstairs. We sleep. We all have our own bed.
I think, Geshar, maybe you should
garden.
speak to an architect.
Okay. Are you an architect, Barthen?
No, I'm not an architect, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I don't really know.
Actually, serious question.
But
for you.
there are many people in town here who can probably build a house for that if you want to replace or enhance Sister Gabrielle's place for sure.
And a ladder. But
We have a ladder if you want. I have one of those back there.
Do you know if you have anything to help with fear versus dragons? I don't like the fact that I had fear versus dragon earlier, but I will admit it.
No, I wish I could help you, but unfortunately, this is Botham's provisions. We provide material items. We don't have any things that can help you with dealing with your inner demons.
Maybe it was exterior demon in this case. He's very big. Did you see him?
Yes. I saw him briefly, and then I fled as it terrorized me to the core.
Same here.
I understand the fear that you have within you. All I can say is that I don't blame you. Don't beat yourself up.
Okay, that would hurt a lot.
Seeing the damage you can do.
Come on. He's like key point. Flurry.
He's got a stunning fist. He hasn't used stunning fist yet on anything, but all right, this is scary. I'm out.
Yeah. Good thing he can't get quivering palm yet. All right. He could literally kill himself by touching himself. That's what I call a bad touch.
Goodbye, Barthen.
Okay. You've gone to Barthen's. You've got some materials. Anything else anybody needs to do before we head off on the trail? All right.
If the blue line customers are going to have any potions,
they won't have any potions either. Nobody has potions in town.
We should see if we can get refill on luck tokens. Just go maybe tap token at shrine.
The shrine is gone.
Boop.
It got eviscerated.
Boop. Sorry, shrine. I feel bad about you right now. I help fix later.
Okay. The rest of you gather. It's been a few hours at work around town and getting things together with material goods, and you're able to head off to the south. Head out to the south. It takes you a good part of your first day of traveling to get to the mountain's toe mine, unless there's something else you're going to do beforehand.
Just to clarify, as we're leaving, we are we able to stop back at Colin's place and get our copy of the instructions?
He's going to take a couple hours to make that. So you gave that. You've already been here for a while. So if you want to wait for the half a day and leave a half a day later, you certainly can.
Oh, okay. If you think it's going to be, sorry, I misunderstood what you meant. A couple hours.
No, that's fine.
A couple hours, and a couple hours that happened. I was like, yay, we did it.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. You can wait for it. It's perfectly reasonable to wait.
We should probably have that map. There's no telling how fast things are happening at the Wave Echo Cave, and if something happens, we might need to head directly there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd rather have the map.
Perfect. Okay, so what I need here is I will have one of you guys roll it for me. Give me a D20 and add 6.
I'm on it.
Who's going to roll?
I got it.
Who's got it?
Roll high. He's been rolling high all morning.
Yeah, get it, Graham.
Roll a 1.
Okay, D20 plus
13.
6.
We got 13.
What'd you get?
13.
Oh no!
Wow. You should have called that higher. If you had that
Should have put
power.
a bet on this on the freaking game tonight, huh?
Okay, you head back at lunch to get the map, the scroll, and you can see that Colin's there, and he's sort of sweating. He's looking at it, and he looks over at you, and he says, "Oh, this is more difficult than I thought. My skill checks need to be too higher to make that. So unfortunately, I'm still working on it."
Well, okay.
Well, what if you finish by the time we come back?
Oh, I'll keep working on it. Oh, don't worry. I won't let this out of my sight. I know this is very valuable to you.
Very more valuable than that.
Okay.
Well, All right. Well, if you need more time, I don't know if the dragon's going to give us more time, so we should just go.
All right. So you got to head out of town. But before you go, are you going to say anything to Gundren?
We should mention we're going after the dragon.
He says, you're all good lads. I appreciate you, and the town needs you. Perhaps when you get back, I'll be back on my feet. I don't know if I could travel now anyway. I'm a little exhausted to make it to the cave.
No, you get rest. How much is dragon worth though for jobs?
He kind of chuckles and he says, you bring back the hide of the dragon, I'll make sure we get it sold.
Oh.
Whoa, look at that.
Supposed to be funny.
Many people
right.
would want to use the hide of a dragon.
Well, maybe we'll still be in business together after this one.
What did we do with head of green dragon?
It's in your bag of holding.
Yeah, I think we still.
Were we going to put that on the wall by the inn?
Flanders use it as a prop in his stories.
Yeah, we're just kind of hanging on to it. It's fun to show people at parties. It's a good conversation piece.
It's a little too familiar for my tastes.
Put it on a stick.
I get it familiar, huh? Okay.
Flanders
right,
puts on a big puppet show with a dragon head on a stick.
Gundren walks up to you and he kind of gives you a little bit of kind of shakes you. Each holds your hand. He goes, you're all good lads. Thank you so much.
And a good-ish wrath.
I'll be going south with the militia. I'm going to find my brothers. Hopefully they're there.
Yes.
When you get back, perhaps all three of us will travel with you to the mine.
Get rest.
Hemo just turns aside to the rest of the party. Do we tell him we were making a map? We should maybe tell him when he's. Should we wait to tell him until he's okay?
No, we're making map. Tell him we make a map.
All right. Hemo turns to Gundren. When we get back, Colin should have working in the town master's hall. He's not joining us on the adventure anymore, but we asked him to help with the map, and he's helping pinpoint where the Wave Echo Cave is from the directions we found.
Very good.
When we get back,
look forward to it.
You, your brothers, all of us, we'll all be able to go there together and finish this thing.
We'll find this spider creature. We'll make sure that whatever he does, he never summons a demon into this world.
Or we'll kill the demons. Either way.
We'll do what we got to do to protect this place.
He looks over and he goes, "Boy, you're a strong soul. A bit awkward, but a strong soul."
What do you mean awkward?
He says nothing more. All right. The rest of you are going to head off down the southern trail. Finally.
Be well, Gundren.
You go through the winding passage. It takes you about 10 hours or so of travel on foot to get to the...
It's night.
Yeah, yes. It is now. You've left a little late, so it is now evening outside. And you arrive into the small village of the orcs that surrounds the mountains to mine. You arrive. Degneg greets you. Their village is they kind of craft a little village, as I described before, with 3 little camps that surround the opening to the mine. And when you arrive there, it is now getting dark, and they are becoming alert. They wave you in. They supply you with a meal for sure. And they said we are welcome to stay here for as long as you want until you go off on your journey to find the dragon.
I pretty sure we can't. If there's a climb to the Ice Spire Peak, we can't take it at night. There's no way.
I agree. We should go at night. Wait, what did you say?
I just.
But we all have dark vision. We see good. And it makes me feel much better, with the darking and going in the dark. and I can see good.
Well, the sun of the day has melted a lot of the ice in the upper reaches of the mountains there. We're going to wait till it freezes overnight if we need to climb any of it.
I used to enjoy the sun. I remember the sun.
The orc
squint.
the orc Degnag says, you shouldn't need to climb too much there. There should be a trail that winds its way up all the way to the Ice Spire Peak.
Will it take much time?
It should take you from here, I'm guessing a little more than a day. That's what it should take you.
Well, let's rest up and leave early in the morning.
Arrive at night.
We'll try try not to wake you, he says, as they are mostly nocturnal.
After the last couple of evenings we've had, I think we'll sleep just soundly.
All right,
fine.
He puts you up in a tent that's kind of away from the front entrance. If you remember, there's two entrances to the cavern. It's kind of away from the front entrance, near more toward where they're building up a small wall. You have some sounds of building happening nearby you, but other than that, you're mostly left alone. They give you a tent and you're able to rest. Anything you're going to do from between now resting and waking? Okay.
We're going to ask if they had any healing potions that we could trade for, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that in the morning as we're leaving.
All right. You wake up in the morning. It is bright. Most of the orcs have kind of found themselves rests or disappeared in the mines. You wake up. You're just like you're blinded by the light, and you ask the orcs if they have any healing potions. Unfortunately, they do not.
Neither do we.
Well, after last night's dinner, I feel pretty healed anyways. So thank you anyways.
I take it back. We do have I think it was 3, wasn't it? Blood healing potions that we got from the castle. So we have something.
Yes, you do.
A little something.
Sure.
Something.
Who's got those?
Finnis found a chest and the 3 potions of blood healing in King Roll's castle.
What else did we find?
Who wants to hold on to each of those 3?
There was 300 golden nuggets, a scroll. I took the sword.
I don't think Finnis necessarily needs to have a potion of blood healing on him.
I don't think Ek needs one either.
Hemo has an extra healer's kit. And as we're preparing to leave for the morning, we'll say, I'm going to hang on to one of these just in case I need to help staunch any wounds. Who wants to hang on to the other one? Just in case I get, frozen half to death again. And
I can do that.
Hemo gives you a healer's kit with all 10 of the uses in it.
I can stabilize wounds.
So I take it from that conversation that it's going to go to Flander, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. You've gathered up in the morning. You've done all your preparations. You've traded some goods. You made your departure from the orcs. They said their farewells to you, and you head off into the roaming countryside, following the directions as much as possible. The trail zigzags through the rocky hillsides, slowly gathering in altitude as you climb up. It goes from a kind of a land full of trees and stones and rocks that you're kind of climbing over and stumps to suddenly the trees sort of slowly lingering away until all that's left are the evergreens themselves that grow in the bristling areas. It is here that the temperature begins dropping dramatically as you climb higher and higher. I would need someone to give me a survival roll for getting yourself through the snow and as you're following.
Do that.
Yeah. Who would like to do that?
Finnis will go for it.
All right.
18.
Can we aid you? Oh, maybe it's not necessary.
Pretty
All
good.
right. Finnis, with your great knowledge, you're able to stay on the road, even though the ice has kind of covered the trail that you're following. The trail is actually more well known and more traveled than you would have thought. It's old and clearly hasn't been used in some time, but but in the day, it must have been a big thoroughfare because even this long ago, if you look hard enough through the horizon, you can kind of see the trail as it's passing through trees lines that never collapsed and that kind of thing. It is now unfortunately turned into snow and ice. And you can see far in the distance, if you look far in the distance, you can see a rising pillar that has a little dot on it and two pillars, almost like two side by side. And you think that rising pillar with a trail that's leading up to it is the Icespire Peak, but it's so far in the distance that you're kind of looking out for dragons. You're like, do I see anything? You don't see anything. All right. You come across a bridge ahead of you. Looks like it's quite big. I think it's like 10 feet wide and 30 feet long. It looks maybe old, but it's crossing some large ravine. What do you guys want to do? I say run recklessly across it, but that's just me.
Is it dark
Jumping up
or
and down.
light out?
No, this is light outside.
Hmm.
Let's see. Do I want to make sure that's right? It is looks about 10 or so feet across, and it looks like it heads off. It has kind of like a little rise to it. Not much of an edge to it, but across a some ravine, you're maybe 50, 60 feet away from the bridge. And you're kind of following this loose, barely trail, but that you're making out through the trees. What do you guys think you want to do?
How long is the bridge?
The bridge is, let's see if it even shows you on this map. About 30 feet across. And it's about 10 feet, 15 feet wide. And you can't see what's in the gorge because you're so far away, you just see a gap. So the gorge could be about 60 feet.
Okay.
One at a time.
Did we connect with rope?
Yeah, I was going to say I could go first.
Do you want to approach the gorge? Because you're 60 feet away from the bridge and there's a gorge at the bridge.
Or you could let me fly my owl. Just a moment. She kind of assumes you're gonna close your eyes. Mm-hmm. And then
I guess your owl doesn't have the power to pound a piton into the ground, does it?
No,
he's not that good of an owl.
That would have to be an owl who could wield a hammer. So,
all right, why don't your owl give me a perception roll because they can take the perceive, right?
They have +3 to their perception check.
I'll let you roll it. Go ahead. Maybe they'll roll a 20. What'd you get?
It was pretty good.
2.
But is that
5?
That's a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, you fly out, and what you see is that this bridge is an old rickety bridge that may be more frozen than anything. You don't know if it's the ice that's holding it together or what. There are broken old trees around it, and you're surrounded by these evergreens. The drop off between the bridge, the base of the bridge, and the bottom is about 20 feet, but it ends in an icy layer of probably frozen river that's in there. And beyond, you can see that the trail continues. The ravine goes in a very long direction, far as you can see, as the owl flies. Anyway, other than that, you don't really see anything else. You just see this bridge over there and this giant ravine. What do you want to do? The owl comes back to you.
Are there any spots along this path that we're walking where it's dim, where like it's sort of an alcove?
No, I mean, there are clumps of trees all around you. And if you get deep enough inside the clumps of trees, but if you've ever been inside of an evergreen, I mean, you're just going to be crushed within a bunch of evergreen trees. What do you want to do?
Basically, I was looking for, how he has a shadow step.
Yep.
He can use it if it's in dim light or darkness, but I'm trying to gauge, is there any spots where it's dim light along this trail before and after the ravine?
No, yeah, you could probably get yourself, if you go up and investigate, because you have to be able to see the place you're going to go to. So you could go up to the ravine and see. There is definitely on the other side of the ravine clumps of trees. You can probably see that clump of trees, and then before it there is also clumps of trees. So you could use a clump of trees to jump to dimension door across that. That's probably fine. There's nothing stopping you. How far can you jump? Can you jump?
60 feet is the length.
So I mean, in the length, the gorge you're guessing is about anywhere between 15 and 20 feet across.
Okay. And there's
I
trees
thought
on
he-
either
I
side,
thought he
but not
physically
right
could
next to
jump
him.
No, he could blink across it. Yeah.
that. It would be more impressed if he could
Yeah.
physically do it.
I used to be able to jump that far, for sure.
Yeah. Your strength is not what it was one time.
Actually, he does have. Where'd that go?
Don't do it.
It doesn't. It's not.
Is it-
trying.
are you challenging me? Are you
Anybody-
challenging me?
Anybody else getting Wile E. Coyote vibes?
Yeah.
You're going to use your Acme Acme teleporter to teleport across?
I think I'll just get a big tub of water and an outboard motor and roller skates.
Okay. So what are you guys going to do? You're about 60 feet away.
Well,
and
should
you're
we
kind of-
approach first? Take a look down there.
Hemo says,
Can we
I'll
get a
I'll
map?
go try to
You're
set
going
up
to
a
map on
rope.
it. Yeah. I'm describing things. Otherwise, what happens is when you see tactically up
So-
above, you start doing stuff in a different way.
True. Is there
I'm describing it. Good.
how far is it? Just are we like on a narrow path?
Yeah,
is
it's a
it
narrow
is
path
there
and it leads-
fields, or is it
No, on either side of you is clumps of evergreen trees to the north and to the you're kind of traveling, south by south east. And so roughly to the north and roughly to the south, you're surrounded by these evergreen trees, which are very clumped together, which you could go in and find shade, but it's just very difficult to travel inside the clumps of trees. But they're very, very clumped around you. On the other side, you see a bridge, and then past that, it kind of clears out, and you think it's thinning out because you're getting near the mountains.
Just put someone go investigate, but hold on to rope in case you fall, and we will catch you.
Is there a clearing before?
Hemo's
the
got a
bridge?
whole harness.
Yeah, it's cleared out quite before a bridge and afterwards.
like
yeah.
30 feet.
I'm probably
Yeah,
the
yeah.
lightest. Perhaps
Yeah.
I should go.
Wrath would like to stop at the 30-foot mark.
Okay, you want to go up
kind of
into
like hide in the evergreens, take
Okay.
cover in there.
All right.
And-
Well, the evergreens are quite a different. It's quite cleared before the bridge, so you're going to have to be quite a number of feet away from. If you want to
You
be
said
from
30 feet.
You asked if it was cleared. If it was clear at 30 feet, it is, but it's
Yeah.
cleared actually much farther out.
Oh,
That's so you're looking. If you want to hide, you're going to be. I'm going to just give you a reference here. About 60 feet away from the bridge is the kind of the tree line.
okay.
So you can definitely go there, but I'm just saying compared to the bridge, that's where it's at.
Well, I'd like to spread out just in case this.
That dragons come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just, let's all clump up on the bridge.
I mean, so give me an idea what you want to do, and then I'll bring the map up and we'll follow that plan. And if there's a reason why you, or I can just be laying.
Hemo wants to take his new climbing kit for a spin and anchor himself to one side of the chasm and then use that to go set up a more permanent rope.
All right, so so Hemo is approaching the chasm. Let's just go around the room here. Lander, what are you doing?
I think I might have somebody hold one end of the rope, and I will start across the bridge.
All right, so you want to approach the chasm as well with Hemo.
Yes.
Eckankar, what are you going to do?
I'll hold that rope.
Okay, so you're also joining the group. Finnis, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay back. I'm loud. and clanky.
You're going to
I'll
stay
wait for-
back. You're going to stay back with Wrath.
Yeah.
Okay, and what about you, Gashar? What are you going to do?
Oh, if he can find it, so he sees these people setting up sort of a rope and like trying to get.
Well,
the
they're going to
pins,
approach the bridge. They're approaching the
Yeah.
bridge.
but they have a plan to like,
Yep.
Do this.
Yeah.
He's gonna look for that shadow and see if he can find dim light in the tree clumps, and then maybe he'll just shadow step across.
All right, so you're going to go up north. You're going to go up to the north or to the south. To the north is kind of closer, but to the south, there's a bunch of trees too. Which direction you want to go to?
Are you saying one's closer to the bridge and one's further away from the bridge?
Well, from where you're at, there. To be honest with you, it doesn't really much matter. I would guess they're both kind of. You can go 60 feet. So either way, you can kind of teleport across the bridge. You can want to go more north or more south.
I guess I'll go south.
Okay. I'll bring the bridge up. I'll set you all up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is here's the map. I'm going to have you guys put yourself in here. The clump that's going to go into the, is going to put yourself right here. So that's the three of you that are going up there. you and Finnis are going to stay back here, right? That's where you're saying 60 feet. You can put yourself right back here, wherever that is. And Gashar, you said you're going to the south, so I'll put you right there. That's fine. So we will go kind of around the room. And is that a
Tiny
little Finnis still?
Why do I always come off so small?
Oh,
Your token
What
got
is-
saved
what's
for
that
your
all?
character.
Small.
it's so cute.
You can save a new token on your character.
Oh, it's so smooth, so cute. Okay. So I will zoom in a little bit. I wanted to give everyone kind of the idea of what the grand scope of things are. All right. So let's start with the three of you up front. The three of you approach, and you weren't approaching the line yet, right? Because you didn't say you're going to the. Are you going to go up here? Is that what you want to be? Okay.
Yeah,
that's
you
fine.
said 60 feet.
That's perfectly fine.
60 feet from.
Okay. Works for me. Okay. So the three of you have approached the bridge. The bridge looks to be in fairly rickety shape. If you have any type of engineering or tool skills, carpentry skills, anything like that, you could determine maybe some more information about the bridge itself.
Is it made of wood?
Yeah, it's crafted of wood. It looks to have been here for many, many years.
Some tells me the ice didn't treat it very well. Here, put your legs through the holes of this harness here. We'll hammer a piton into this side, and you go across, and you might need to unclip for the last 5 feet, but then if you could hammer the other end of this rope, Nemo hands him a rope and a piton.
Okay.
Hammer the end of this rope into the other end, and then the rest of us can just cross and hang on to the rope, and if the thing collapses, we'll avoid a really nasty swim. You ready?
Okay. Wish me luck.
So
All
he
right, so
straps Flander in and gives him a pat on the back. It says, don't look down.
Have fun.
And he's hammered the other end of the 25-foot climber's kit rope into the ground.
I'm looking for Finnis. Where is he?
I'm back in the woods.
Okay, you were back there in the woods. Okay, there you are. Okay, so the rest of you are fleeing for the impending doom that's going to come racing across the bridge. Okay, so go ahead and
Day's work.
go. All I really need you to do is give me a not athletics.
Acrobatics.
Yeah. Give me an acrobatics check to get across the icy bridge. Basically, you're kind of like the icy, and you're kind of like trying to get across it. What'd you get?
10 looks like.
10? Why are you rolling at disadvantage? Or is that advantage?
Just happened to be there.
Okay, so we'll take the first one. 10.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
So put yourself right here on the bridge.
Okay. Oh, let's see in here. Put myself right
Here.
here. Okay.
All right. You get to the bridge. You get about halfway through when suddenly your feet give way on the icy bridge. The bridge itself is fairly stable. It's just covered in sheer ice. And as you kind of inch your way across, you suddenly gives way. And when it does, you are thrown off to the side. Now, what you have a chance of doing is you have a chance of catching yourself. So
He
what
is
you can-
harnessed to the
Yeah.
ground. He can't fall more than 25 feet from the anchor on this edge.
Yep, that's awesome. Unfortunately, the ice is 20 feet below. So,
Oh, well.
Oh, oh no.
Can I grab the rope and pull?
yeah, well,
Okay.
this is all happening at one time. So what you're
Yeah.
going to do is you can also give me a dexterity based check to skill check to grab the edge.
To acrobatics.
Acrobatics.
Okay. Acrobatics. Okay.
Yeah.
15.
15. You grab a hold. You are hanging from the edge of the icy, and your gloves are you're barely hanging on to the ice. You're sliding off, and you look below, and you can see that below is solid ice, water that looks to be breaking apart slowly. Like you can clearly see that there's water running underneath it.
Mhm.
You falling into that would probably not be a good idea. That's what you see, and when that happens, we roll initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
man.
Hate to hear that.
But which ability do we use for our initiative roll?
That you're thinking Pathfinder, my friend.
I
You
know.
fool.
I do like that.
I will say to anybody watching that we are doing a mini adventure, a one shot coming up for Pathfinder. And then after that, we will probably do a Pathfinder game. Nothing since, we change our minds all the time, but that's kind of where our goal is right now.
Yeah, I gotta check it out.
Gashar, what'd you get?
I rolled a 22.17.
22. Eckankar, what'd you get?
You got a 14.
Nice. Flander, what'd you get?
17.
Nice. It's all nice until it's my turn to kill you. Hemo, what'd you get?
20.
Where there? That's even better.
Dirty 20.
What'd you get?
8.
All right. And Finnis?
13.
13. All right. Let me put my people out here.
You ever use the tracker on the Roll 20?
Yeah, I have used that, but not all my monsters are actually on here. So then I would have to I'd have to do that all the time. And I make custom monsters and I have to import them. It's a big pain in the butt. So I do not want to do that. Okay, so they have a +1, puts them at, wow, that's bad.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to put out the monsters if you don't want to.
Yeah.
We can just move on.
Blender, there's no monsters down there, right?
Guys, this is where the experience points come from. We have to find the monsters. We have to murder the monsters and then absorb those little green balls of energy.
That's funny.
That would be
Right.
an interesting twist to a
Ooh, they have
campaign.
terrible
Experience was real and magical in the world.
Ooh, that does sound interesting.
All right. So unlike the hardcore mechanics of Pathfinder, where we are going, this kind of happens at once. What you're going to see as soon as he comes falling down, he is arched and he's like, what is going on? You can see, and I'll see if I can get it to appear on the map a little better. Over here. Okay, what you see is from this area comes a large creature with a biped creature that's covered in grayish fur, has a bent crooked nose and a gray face, big hands with just giant claws on them. It comes stalking out the trees. It runs out. It sees that a Flander is hanging out by the bridge, and it kind of gives this, and it says something. Anybody speak giant? Nope. All right. Unaware of what it is, this creature is going to go ahead and take its maneuvers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then it's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to here. It goes rushing forward. All right. That brings us to Gashar. What are you going to do?
Well, I was coming over to this area, these trees, to see if I could perhaps use that shadow step to get across the ravine there. But as he gets closer to the area, he's figuring this is probably too far to shadow step.
You can go 60 feet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you got down here, you could jump across, right?
Well, it's looking like it'd be about 80 to get into the next tree. So
Nice.
he might be able to get across the ravine itself, but he has to go from tree to tree, right? He has to go from dim light to dim light. So
Yep.
it's like, that's a little bit too far. I'm not going to be able to do that.
What do you want to do?
So
Wanna
he
abandon
probably
all
sees
hope?
this. Yeah, I think he's just like, run away. Does this bridge count as difficult terrain for
Yes,
purposes of being slippery and whatnot?
absolutely.
Okay. Well, what he's going to do then is he's going to run to his allies instead of running that way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. And then he's going to do you have the he says give me the other end of rope. I can go attach it to the other end of this bridge.
Yeah, I had set up one end of the safety rope that I had given to Flander, so
Yeah, you should have.
Flander has the other end of the rope.
Oh, he fell off.
Just grab the end of the safety rope. Just gather that. I'm gonna grab Flander.
This is not long enough. You said it was 25 feet.
So I have a 50-foot rope, and the 25-foot rope is attached to Flander right now.
Got it. The 50-foot
The
rope.
50-foot rope I was
So
going to
you still
attach
have
as a
it?
safety rope. Yeah, one end is hammered into the ground by my feet.
Oh,
right.
okay.
Hemo,
Got
what are you
it.
gonna do? You see him
Yeah.
running up. Are you just moved all right? That's
Well,
all you did?
all I did was move so far.
Okay.
So
Hemo
you said you had the
gestures to
safety
the
rope
safety
attached already?
line and says, "Take that. I'm gonna grab Flander."
is there a hammer and a piton available too, like there, or do you have it on you?
What kind of
Like-
monk are you? Use your fist.
Hammer. It's a 6-second round. Pick something.
He
What are you doing?
tosses you the hammer out of the kit.
All right.
I mean, that's fair.
You have what? That's your item interaction. What else? What else you
Item
gonna do?
action. He'll do his dash, and as part of his dash action, since he's mobile, he can move across what do you call it?
Difficult terrain.
Difficult terrain without taking any extra movement. So he's gonna try to dash across this thing. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,
He just skates across.
40,
Yeah.
45, and then he'll stop his movement right here as
Right,
he's
that-
holding onto this thing.
That creature looks at you as like.
Does look pretty dangerous, doesn't he?
Gashar, I think it wants to eat you.
Yep. He stops
Yeah,
right
it's got
there.
big giant tusks and a big curled nose. Got ears that are flopping out. A big giant, kind of almost like a hump with a bunch of fur behind it. It's mostly kind of like leathery and furry skin. Comes running out. It's got big
Gross.
claws on his hands.
Sort of gauging its movement and his own movement, and he's like, I will punch this into ground.
Good choice.
So that's the end
All
of
right.
his round.
Hemo, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
He's going to run over to where Flander's attached and pull that rope. Can he lift him? I don't know how heavy Flander is.
What you can do is you're basically giving him advantage to climbing out.
Okay, then yeah, I'll give him the help action.
Yeah.
I'll say, hurry up, Flander. That thing looks unhappy.
Flander, give
And
me
I'll
a
pull
climb
the
check
rope.
to climb out. The climb check is a little more difficult because you're literally climbing on ice. So give me a climb check, but you get to do it at advantage.
Is that acrobatics again? Is it
No,
Athletics.
climb check is athletics.
athletics? Not so good on that one.
No.
What'd you roll?
I rolled.
Ooh,
There we go.
a natural 20 with the advantage.
All right, you have a 20. You climb yourself up. Go ahead and put yourself on top there. That was your first.
Okay.
That was you're now 15 feet up. It's akin to standing up, half your movement. You are now stood up as 15 feet of your movement. What are you going to do?
I'm going to try and get the rest of the way across.
All right, I'm zooming in on the map a little bit, and go ahead and all you need to do is
Just unclip that bit by your belt there.
all right.
So
Now that
Give
we
me
have
a-
a safety line,
give me
it
your
doesn't matter.
give me your dexterity based movement skill. So you usually
Well, a 24.
all right. So you get yourself across so you can move. How far are you going to go? You have 15 feet left of movement, or unless you're going to dash.
Yeah, I'm going to get up behind Gashar here.
Behind him. All right.
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. That brings us to Eckankar. Eckankar on the other side there, you can see that this icy bridge is very icy.
Did Geshar get the other end of the rope anchored?
No,
Yeah.
Okay,
all
not
he
yet.
could do is run and then
Oh.
dash, run more.
Also, the icy bridge is very bridgy. Okay.
But he's got it in his hands. He's holding onto it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think can't move very far, but I mapped it out. This is as far as he can get.
Okay.
I think that's his turn. He's just
All right.
he has to make sure he follows him.
Yeah, just give me a dex-based movement check, acrobatic, please.
Yep.
Does he
Hold
get
that line,
advantage
Ak.
for having the safety rope?
There is a safety room. Yeah.
Yeah, do you have the safety rope on you?
He's like,
Well, it's like a handrail now.
Okay, got it. Okay, you move across. You're gonna end up at when you can end there, but you're gonna end up slipping on the ground. You're holding the rope still. You're not sliding off, but you end up slipping
Okay.
on the ice.
Yeah.
So
So
you
like
had-
I'm prone.
Yeah, you basically get to the edge and you
Okay.
slide off, and you're holding onto that rope, and you're just kind of fell. You just fell. You didn't fall off. You just fell down.
Sounds good.
Okay. That brings us to Finnis.
Very clumsy.
Finnis, I have to find you. You're where are you on the map?
Way back here.
He's all the way back.
He's in the Wayback Machine. All right, Finnis. You got both of you
Should be
coming up.
able to run up to there, and then I should be able to. Let me just verify. Yeah, I can nail that guy, or at least try to with a chilled touch.
I came out to
Nice.
say hello.
22 to hit.
All right, you hit that thing with a chill touch. 22 to hit will hit. How much damage do you do?
13 necrotic damage.
13 necrotic damage. Nice.
That
He
is
can also he also cannot heal, I believe, or is it the?
Go confirm what that means.
Let me see.
I'm picturing the
Yeah,
giant coming out
don't
like,
think he
hello
can heal
everyone,
until the
greetings.
start of his next turn.
I think
Check out my bridge. And then we're like, shit.
Yeah, I can't regain hit
Staring
points
at
until
it.
the start of my next turn.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so good.
Perfect.
That's a troll. Yeah.
So
Wrath.
Wrath calls over. So we are attacking. Okay. It hadn't quite attacked. So is this a tree here?
What are you looking for? Yep, that's a tree.
Okay. The owl will fly to there.
Okay. Let me move the map so people can see what's going on. Because I have too many things going on, and they're going to be like, why are you not showing me what's attacking?
Much like every combat of ours, we're very spread out.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
All right. So what are you going to do, Wrath?
Fire easily. Eldritch Blast.
All right, go for it.
We're attacking. So
Yep.
21
21 will hit. Yep.
for 1 force damage.
1.
Yeah. Bad rolls on the damage.
Okay.
And then a 17.
Armor class 17. Let me confirm. I think that hits, but I don't recall for sure. Armor class for them, a 17 barely hits it.
So 3 more points of damage.
All right. Boom, boom. All right. That's Wrath. All right. My second group gets to go.
More?
As
Uh-oh.
you see from the outside here, yet another troll comes bursting through the scene as he is standing there waiting motionless, trying to keep everyone hidden. But as Finnis comes running up and his friend gets attacked, he's not going to wait any longer, and he's going to make his stand. Let me see.
Maybe they were trying to say hello.
Maybe they're
Greetings.
friendly. Oh no.
15.
I request 1 silver piece to cross this bridge. How about
Right.
death?
That is 30 right there. And I don't think he has any reach or anything like that. He
I think
does
they don't.
not. So he gets to here. Finnis. This thing is bitterly cold. You thought it was cold outside, but as you get near it, it's like, what in the heck is going on? It is so cold. It's all it can do. That brings us up now to, I had one at the beginning of the round, one at the end of the round. That's the way it works. All right, this creature here, let's move the map over. Trying to decide. Let me know below if you prefer that I show the big map with little dots or kind of zoomed in and moving around. I'm not very good at moving around, so I sometimes I feel like I leave some stuff off on a big map. All right, it's this one's turn. It comes running forward. It got blasted. It's like, what the hell? It's gonna run to here. Gonna run right up on top of you. That's all it gets to do because it's just moving. All right. It is now Gashar's turn. Gashar, that bitter cold that's on you is so freaking cold that just standing next to it, just standing near it, you're going to take cold damage.
Oh,
Oof,
Oh, wow.
It's just sucking the heat out of the room, huh?
Yep.
That's brutal. Well, he's holding onto the safety rope still.
You're going to take 10 points of cold damage for standing next to it.
And that's on
hammer
our
it
turn.
down, Gashar, and get out.
Oh my god.
Ouch.
What are you gonna do?
So I do not have any resistance to cold, just necrotic and poison. Shh, don't tell the DM. But I'm gonna mark off that 10 because ouch. And my goal getting over here was to punch down that safety rope so I could let go of it. So he's gonna do that. He's going
All right.
to basically mount that into the ground.
Okay, you do that.
As his action, and then I think he's going to turn around and use his one key point to initiate his patient defense and establish a defensive stance against this monster that just approached him, and sort
All
of
right.
like try to draw his aggro, you know, like flourishing his weapon like he's being defensive, you know.
Perfect. Hemo, you see suddenly Gashar just shivering. He's kind of takes a gasp as he gets near it, and you
Sharp
see
intake
Flander
of breath.
also doing the same thing. What are you going to do, Hemo? Behind you, though, you can also see that your two friends have had a troll run up on them as well.
Let's see. Well, Ek and Geshar are on that end.
We got a lot of meat over here, you know.
Yeah. The Hemos shouts to Ek, hold him on that side, and then turns around and rushes at the other ice troll. How far can he get? Oh, not quite there.
Yeah, this is a big map.
Yeah.
He rushes forward.
Remember
And
that?
he'll fire a firebolt,
Perfect.
sling it at the ice troll.
Launching your firebolt at the ice troll.
God, nice.
Oh
Oh my
What
god!
happened?
yeah.
Crit. 25.
Crit. Yes. That's
Um,
awesome.
27 points of fire damage.
27 points of damage. Now they're not vulnerable to fire damage, but they do take the 27.
But they feel it.
Yes, they do.
Maybe it'll warm up the ambient air a little bit. It's a little chilly over here.
Quit being such a buzzkill, guys.
All right. Hemo runs over using his flame, his fist to bring the flame and fire it at it. He goes, this creature looks over.
Oh yeah, you want another?
It does. Yes.
All right.
I mean,
Flander, you begin
Okay.
your turn within the radiant damage of this creature. You are going to take 8 points of cold damage.
Okay. All right.
Any creature that starts its turn within a particular range takes 3d6 cold damage every round.
3d6.
No save.
Okay.
Remember
an
that.
average of
It's
10.5.
more and more dangerous now you get to that point.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What are you going to do, Flander? You're freezing your ass off, literally.
Uh-huh.
Remember that group
Okay,
was
so-
telling you about those trolls.
Flander is going
We're thinking of
to
a different kind of troll.
disengage.
Like an internet troll?
Actually, yeah, he's
worst
going to
kind.
disengage
I'm so triggered.
and move over here.
Okay. You disengage and move to there.
Yep.
So you move
And-
to 5 feet.
Yep.
Okay.
And so that's my action.
Yep. And you're going to
And
move
is-
anywhere else? I mean, you can move up to 15 feet as a.
Okay, then I will move. I will move that 15
You
feet.
can also move
Okay, where are you gonna
around
move
him,
to?
like you just regular move, like here,
Okay.
here,
Yeah. Okay. Well.
here, and then disengage if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, I will move. Let's see. That's it was here.
All right. Make a
5,
decision.
10, 15. Move to here.
All right. So you disengage to there.
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
And take my 8 points of damage.
All right. That is
You can
Flander.
move still if you want after your disengage action.
hmm
Do you want to move or are you going to stay there?
I'm going to stay there.
Okay, I see where you're at. That was Flander. Eckankar. You are laying on your back frozen, and you're going to take 10 points of cold damage by just laying there.
All right.
Is it within 10 feet?
Yeah, 10 feet.
Yeah, I am.
Badass.
Can you
So
put blue?
I can now, but I want to wait until.
Sure.
I didn't
Well,
want
we
to.
know now.
Yeah.
So a 10-foot
Yeah.
circle would be awesome.
It
around
would be.
So what I'm going to do is I'll stand up. So that takes up half my movement. I use the rest of it to get to here to block Flander and take my attacks.
All right. Go ahead and take your attacks.
That's a 21 to hit.
21 to hit will hit.
That's 6 points.
6
Then
points. All right.
second attack, it's a 9. So I don't think so.
The 9 will miss. So you did 6 points of damage, though, right?
Yep. 6 points of bludgeoning, if it matters. I don't think it does.
Sometimes it does. So it's a good thing you say it. All right. Boom. That is that. I'm going to move the map a little bit more. Keep it so I can try to keep as much in play as possible. All right. Next up, after Eckankar, we have Finnis. Finnis, you take 9 points of cold damage just for existing near this thing.
Ow.
Why did you start the turn where the air hurts your face?
Yeah, what the heck?
I'll try to combat that by reaching out and trying to grab him with a vampiric touch. 25 to hit.
Oh, that does hit. No problem.
8 points of necrotic damage, which I get half of back.
Do you suck the warmth back out of them?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much the life force just sucking the life force. out
Yeah,
of
you
it.
hit, you reach forth. This thing, this skin is almost like leather, like think of it like the face line of a gorilla, like the heart, the thickness of that, but its whole body is that way with this bristling fur. It's got these giant curling claws.
And
All
then,
right,
for good measure, I'll use my bonus action to pop a spiritual weapon out.
Boom! The spiritual weapon comes
Flanking.
flying out.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to drop it right here. Whoop. All right, that's 23 to hit.
Let me put it on the map here. Right here, you said?
Yeah,
Nice.
right here.
All right, and I'll control that to you. Go ahead. How much? What'd you do for hitting him?
23 to hit.
That will hit. How much damage do you do?
7 more points of force damage.
That's awesome. All right, you hit the thing. It looks back at the thing behind him, and it looks back at you, and he's like, all right, that is Finnis. That was now Wrath. What are you gonna do?
How many hours since we set out?
I don't know for sure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say 6 plus. I'll say 6 plus 6. How about that? 6 plus a d6. It has been 12 hours.
Ooh.
Glad you rolled that D6 for this, not damage.
Long day.
Yeah. Been on the road.
The sun's like low in the sky right now.
Yeah, at that point, wouldn't it be dark?
No, it's not. It's not dark. You guys left Degnegs at early in the day.
Okay.
You guys arrived there. You slept all night. You gotta go Oak, had breakfast, and then left. Yeah. So it's only like probably what's it been 12 hours? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's summer, so it's not gonna be.
Sun's got to be pretty low though. Is my
Oh, well, but yeah, it will be, but it's not dark yet. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
That's why I said 6 plus 6, because I figured that was the range. Actually, I didn't think I was gonna roll a 6. That's what happened. As that was I should never announce stuff, because then I could just like change it. Like it's like my saying, it's like, if I roll a 7, you live. 8. Crap. No. Okay. All right. Well, go ahead
Wrath
and
will
what are you
cast
gonna do?
fly and rise 60 feet in the air.
all right. You rise 60 feet in the air. You are now flying.
Can't
And
freeze you up
then-
there.
The owl. The
Put a blue
owl,
token on you to remind us all that you are flying.
the owl can move, give the aid action.
To who you're aiding? Anybody who attacks that creature?
Yeah, the next person who attacks the troll
Got it.
um,
All right.
will gain advantage.
All right. You cast fly. That goes from Wrath to the second creature, which is the one who is attacking Finnis. All right, Finnis going solo against this ice troll might be bad news, but who knows? I rolled pretty well for a couple of dice there, so maybe that's all done. All right. They get a +7 though. You have a pretty good armor class.
Ooh.
It makes 3 attacks, 1 bite and 2 claws. Bite attacks. I rolled a 14, and the claws attack. Oh, all 3 of them missed you.
Yes.
Nice.
Bring it. I
And
get
your
to keep
shield.
my spell going.
Your armor and your shield is still going. That brings us now to the beginning of the round. That brings us to the other creature. It has a few people to attack here. It has a heavily armored, completely overpowered Eckankar, or it has this little bitty wimpy Gishar. Which one is it going to attack?
And the Gishar looked like he was pretty cold, but he was holding up his staff, like shivering at him. Film at me, bro.
He's going to do the pushback attack on Eckankar.
Oh
To
no.
knock you back 5 feet. So it's going to take his first attack and try to shove you. It's got a couple of claw strikes to do that. So I did very poorly my first time. What'd you roll?
Am I rolling?
It's an athletics check.
Okay. 10.
You
Oh.
can do either one, athletics or
10?
acrobatics.
Athletics is definitely better than
All
acrobatics.
right, you might have actually won though. No, it's a tie. So we're good. All right, so he's going to do a second one and do it. The second one and do the same thing, but this time he's doing it to Gishar.
Right, he rolls at
makes it-
disadvantage.
I have disadvantage. You don't.
Yep. Oh,
You just have regular athletics or acrobatics check to defend.
okay, fair. I'm just saying that I have my dodge up from last round, so he'd have disadvantage from that. But
It's
You're saying that-
disadvantage. no
Had
matter
it? Yeah.
As 80 disadvantages are still disadvantage.
got it. I didn't realize that shoving. I didn't think shoving was a disadvantage thing. But anyways, I got a
It's a
12.
disadvantage for me. What's that?
12.
12?
My acrobatics.
Okay. Gishar. Gishar's pushed back 5 feet. Now you're going to get a chance to grab yourself as you're shoved off the side of the
Grab
cliff.
the rope, Gashar.
So give me an athletics check or an acrobatics check. I'm sorry, to grab the rope.
15.
All right, you grab it. You grab the edge. He kind of shoves you. You kind of grab the edge. Look over the cliff. Like what? All right,
Dang it,
and then
ice troll.
and then it's taking its bite on Eckankar.
Yes, that is probably better.
It missed though.
Right.
All right, that brings us to Gishar. Gishar, it's
All
your
right.
turn.
So can I climb myself right back up then?
Yep, you can, but you take 8 points of damage from being within the 10-foot radius of it.
Ouch. But I'm going to go a slightly different angle this time, so you can't push me off as easily.
Sure.
So that's half my movement, right? To climb up.
Yeah, to climb up is going to take half your movement, right? To lift yourself up.
Let's see here. If I moved to there as part of to continue my movement a little bit, he is now being flanked, and I can get a +2 on my attacks.
Yes, you can.
I don't think he's going to be moving anytime soon. He just seems to be standing doing his cold aura, so I'm not going to bother with Booming Blade, but I am going to take a full round attack on him with my two-handed Moonlight Staff here.
There you go.
I
Go
got
ahead,
a
attack.
25 to hit. Pretty sure that'll hit. That's 11 points of bludgeoning.
All right, you hit him for 11 points of bludgeoning at a 25.
And I'm guessing a 7 will miss.
Yes, a 7
My
misses.
second swing on the Moonlight Staff will miss, and then my unarmed strike whoopah, is a 21 to hit. I think that hits.
21 to hit. Think that hits?
And it counts as
Yeah,
magical
yeah,
for
that hits.
purposes of overcoming resistance, et cetera, for 8 more
Correct.
points of damage. Total of 19 this round. Whoopah, whoopah.
8 more, you said?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it.
Kind of from behind, because he turned around and tried to bite Eckankar, so he just climbs up and just beats him from behind.
Yeah.
All right, that was Gashar. Hemo, where are you at here? I don't even see you.
I'm on the top side by
Yeah, there
Finnis.
you are. You want to run up and give this thing a big hug?
It's looking really cold. I'm gonna try another firebolt.
Go for it. Hit it.
Whew, 14 to hit.
14 to hit. It hits kind of its rough, kind of exterior, leathery, kind of outside, kind of hits and kind of bounces off. And his armor class greater than 14. Are you going to do anything else?
Crap. I'm going to hold my ground for now.
All right. You hold your ground. Emo Flander. Where are you at down here? Let's see where you are at. Flander, you are going to take damage.
Mm-hmm.
Minimal, though. You take 5 points of cold damage.
Okay.
This is literally, it's like, dude, we're from Minnesota. We live in minus 50 degree below zero weather. This thing
if
is
it goes
colder than
above
that.
zero. We just
This thing
You
go
guys
outside
are
in
the
short
bomb
sleeves.
south there.
Does that mean we all get cold resistance?
A penguin came and visited me the other day. He's like, this is fucking cold. I'm like, yeah, no. All right.
Flander is going to move over here, and he's going to fire a crossbow bolt into him with poison.
All right. He's taking his attack of opportunity on you because he has a no, I take that back. These guys do not have reach with that weapon.
Mhm.
I mistakenly said that.
Just the aura,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, just the aura. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yep.
You run over there and and go ahead and give it attack.
I'm going to shoot him with poison
Cool.
and miss.
What number attack do you get?
Yeah, I rolled a 10. So
All right. You almost hit Gashar.
Oh, come on. Watch it there.
He blocks it though. He goes, then he's like,
You could
oh
see-
crap, it's stuck in me.
Although
you
if I did
accident-
catch it and I could throw it back, I could just throw it right
That's
at the troll.
funny. All right. Eckankar, what are you gonna do?
Stand and bang. What?
All right, first thing that
damage
happens is you're gonna take 17 points of cold damage.
Oh,
17? Oh,
Min
wow.
maxing over
points
here.
of cold damage.
Okay.
That's really dangerous.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Yeah. Stand and bang. First attack. Does a 14 hit?
No, their armor class is
Okay.
You
better.
get plus
You're,
2.
you're flanking. You're
Oh,
flanking.
I
you
am
should be
flanking,
16.
so it's 16.
Yes,
yeah.
that's enough. You hit it.
All right.
Woo.
He's going to bonus action smite on that one.
There you go. Eat him.
So let's do that.
Yes, that was my plan.
So initially 10 damage and then another 5 radiant damage. So 15 on the first attack.
Total of 15, right?
Total of
Would
15.
you get an extra die though?
Oh, I do. Yeah, you're right. Okay,
Yeah,
so
because you have
yeah,
that-
the hammer of helm.
hammer of helm.
So another 14. So 19 points of damage.
Are you supposed to be rolling D8s or D10s?
D8s. Don't
Oh,
you
I'm
do
rolling
D8s?
D6s. No. It is.
Yeah, those are D6s.
Yeah, let me do that again. Sorry.
2D8.
That's
Oh, it's
worse.
lower.
Let me add it back, and now you can tell me how much damage you do.
Okay, so
It's
10
one lower.
All right, so
18 total. Okay.
yep. No.
Wow. All right.
Yeah. So
You run forward,
18
your
total.
hammer comes in. It's gonna hit mightily, and then you realize, I do D8s, not D6s, and then you do this.
All right. And now second attack,
Come on.
8.
No. It steps. It kind of takes a half a step back, and you kind of crush it and hit the ground. Their ice is kind of cracks into the icy, stony ground. Okay, that was Eckankar. Finnis.
Okay, Finnis is going to.
Finnis, you take 9 points of cold damage.
I'm going to take another swing with my vampiric touch.
What'd you hit?
16.
That will hit.
It will hit. 9 points of necrotic damage, and I'm actually going to pump a channel divinity into it for touch of death. Okay, I deal the damage 5 plus twice my cleric level, so there's 12. It's 17 points more on top of the 9.
So 9 plus 17.
Yep,
26
26.
points. of
26
damage.
necrotic damage.
So I think you
I'll
get
do
your bonus
that.
attack still.
Yes, and I will do that with my Spiritual weapon.
Come on, spiritual weapon. Spiritual weapon swings,
14.
but misses. Your spiritual weapon takes 10 points of cold damage. It
I don't know
doesn't.
how that works.
It's just a really cool. That's stone
It's
cold.
getting frosty.
It's like fighting Steve Austin. Remember, was it Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold.
Yes, Stone Cold.
Okay, Stone Cold.
said so.
Okay, all right, that was Finnis. Wrath. What are you gonna do?
I'll throw the hex on the one on Finnis.
All right,
And
your hex is still up, right? Okay,
Yeah. And then going to 24.
let me mark it so that 24 will hit.
So 11 points of combined damage. Do you
All
need
right.
difference?
Nope, 11 points, fine.
And then 22 to hit for an additional 12. That's better.
For additional 12. Okay,
And yeah, since she used your bonus action, she can't command her owl. So
okay,
we'll
boom.
just sit where it is.
All right, that is Wrath. That brings up number 2. This one here is going to gets to go. All right. The first thing it's going to do is, yep, it's going to go and just make many attacks on Finnis. So
As you do.
I hit. Do you have any type of ways of stopping me from hitting you? Any like shields or anything?
No. I mean, I could spend luck on a given attack, but I'm good right now.
Got it. Okay, so the first one I hit a 21. The second one I hit a 26, and the third one I hit 15.
That will not hit. Okay.
All right. So the
2
first
hits.
attack. So his first attack it does is he hits you with a bite. That bite is going to do some. He reaches across. Its gaping maw opens up. He has these big giant tusks underneath it. His mouth comes down. You can just smell the grossness in his breath. Even though it's cold, it's like cold gross. It's like He has like ashtray breath.
Ugh.
This most disgusting thing. He's like he's gonna hit you for 10 points of piercing damage, plus 14 cold.
Jeez.
Ow.
Yeah.
It's me just
And-
below half.
And then that claw, the other claw did hit you. That claw hit you for 13 points of slashing damage. Now you have to make a DC Constitution saving throw.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Saving throw.
Uh-oh.
What'd you get?
I have 19. I don't know why I
Right.
rolled with advantage.
You have made your save. There's some ill effect when this thing claws at you.
Ugh.
That is that one. Now the first one gets to go. Round refreshes. He moves to here, taking a 5 foot of his movement. He's going to try to launch Eckankar over yet again. Eckankar, give me a strength. He's going to shove you.
Yeah, he said it.
Eckankar the unmovable.
You
There you
made
go.
it.
He
He's going to
planted.
do it a second time. He's using
Okay.
both of the actions.
23.
All right. Ooh, I think I might have won my lowest
no.
on that. Even at disadvantage, I have an 18. Let's see. He has a +4 to strength, which is 22. So you still won.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow. 18.
Unmovable.
Yes, that's awesome. And then he's going to try to
Eckankar
bite.
the
Then he's going to
planted.
try to bite Gashar.
the planted.
He's like, and Gashar, he might have hit you. I have a +7, and I rolled a 9, so it's 16.
Just not quite. He has a 17 armor class. and
Nice.
He was got a 16.
Way to go!
so
This thing's
Yay. Yay.
nice.
Heck yeah.
Hold on here. He regenerates. That brings us to Gashar. Gashar.
Well, I don't like that he keeps moving, so I'm gonna move over here too.
First
Don't
thing
you
I
know?
want you to do is I want you to take 8 points of cold damage.
Oof. That is killing him slowly. Killing me slowly with his cold. But I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. Crosses his
I'm not
fingers.
editing that out. I'm just going to leave it in for everyone else.
21 hits, right?
We all feel your pain.
Something like we did.
Okay. What did you hit?
21 hit,
Yeah, that hit. How much damage you do?
10 points, 16 will hit. We did that before.
Yep.
For another 4 points, and then his unarmed strike cracks him in the knee with he kicks him in the knee. So
Hits him in the
total
jimmy?
of, if you want the total, it is
No, just give me
19 points.
What'd you just do next? I'm getting
All
one.
right, so 4, and then another 5. So 10, 4, 5.
5. That's what I'm missing. All right. You crack them, hitting them. Just freezing your jimmies off yourself.
Yes, it's very
All right.
cold, but I kill, smash.
Hemo,
Yeah.
what are you going to do from standing just outside of that cold line, being smart as Finnis goes toe to toe with this thing?
Well, I think it's his turn to be dumb. So he's going to rush in, seeing that Finnis is now
Get him!
starting to waver.
Why wouldn't you go on the other side?
I
Flank.
All right, you rush in. Go
guess
ahead.
I guess I could go for the flank. Yeah, why not? I
Still can.
was more thinking to get this thing out of the way of Finnis, but
Well, technically you can't flank because there's a slicey, ghostly blade in the way.
I guess that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, you can't flank this action. So go ahead and make
But
your
you can get
attack.
near.
I'll go with my initial plan, trying to put myself between it and Finnis,
Yeah,
so Finnis can escape. And then I'll start making some attacks.
go for it.
First
got a bunch of-
multi-attack. Here we go. 19 to hit.
There you go.
Does 10 points of slashing.
Ooh, nice
Magical
job.
slashing. And the second attack is a 10 to hit. So not
No,
quite.
completely missed.
And then he's going to take an offhand attack. He's going to summon his other sword to his hand and stab with the short sword of parrying. 19 to hit.
That's a hit.
That's 7 points of piercing damage.
Nice job. It looks at you like, oh, you think you're here to play, huh? All right, that is Hemo. Flander, where are you? Let's take a look at where you're at here. Flander, you are now safely outside the cold zone.
Mm-hmm. And in a pretty good position to fire another crossbow bolt at him. With poison. 22.
That's going to hit. All right. How much
For
damage
8
you
points.
do?
8 points of piercing.
All right.
And plus, if he doesn't make his save, he's poisoned.
Correct. Okay. Boom. You hit him. That brings us to Eckankar. Eckankar, you're going to take 9 points of cold damage.
Okay, it's not as bad. Still bad.
Is that the end of the round then?
Probably if you start your turn in there.
You're at the end of the round. They go twice. Yes,
There's one at the end of the round, one at the beginning of the round.
it's Gashar, Hemo, Flander, Eckankar, Finnis, Wrath, them.
Okay.
So
I was just trying to figure
Eckankar,
out where we are in the round.
that's fine. Eckankar, what are you going to do?
First attack is a 15.
All right, Eckankar, you hit a 15, but it's missing him. You just strike in, it just kind of knocks it away.
All right. Second
Actually, it
attack.
kind of grabs your wrist and throws your wrist away. You're like, oh,
Wait a sec. Time out. Hold on. 15 plus 2 because you're flanking.
Oh, I am flanking, so 17.
oh, that'll hit. Nice.
So
And
17.
your second attack is a 16, which also should hit
Yep.
based on previous hits.
First attack does 8 points of damage.
All right.
And then the second attack is a 16, which we know also should hit. And it does
Yep.
another 10 points of damage.
Unless I just start changing the numbers for my advantage.
I mean, the troll could do something.
No.
He could pop
No,
a thing
16
or get
doesn't hit
defensive
anymore.
or-
I'm losing. All right.
You never know.
Oh, no.
He could dodge. He could dodge.
Yeah.
Dennis, it is your turn. First of all, before the
Are these
cold
things looking
seeps
injured?
into your body,
Yeah.
Sinnis, you're taking 16 points of cold damage. And
Oh my god. Okay,
Jeez.
so
Are these things looking injured
he's
at all?
gonna use his action to disengage.
Yep. You disengage, like, oh, it's cold.
15, and he's gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
He's
30.
like, Wrath, put fire on me.
He's like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And then he runs and he pops a 3rd level healing word on himself
Ooh.
as a bonus action. Did I just roll minimum?
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wait,
luck
no, that
tokens.
says 1d4 plus 3.
What did you
Or
do?
is that
Did you
just how
cast the
that
wrong
works?
spell level?
Well, the higher level cast
Oh,
is
4.
above
Okay,
it,
so 8. Jesus
but
Christ.
both of them are minimum.
Yeah,
two
man, they were
ones.
the both
Oof.
minimum. All right. So how much you got? 8 hit
Oof.
points from that 3rd level spell? Oh my God.
Mhm.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry, dude. That
Yeah, it
sucks big
sucks.
time. All right. Finnis goes. Wrath, you're flying. What are you gonna do?
Oh, that's gonna miss. Oh, they both
Mm.
miss.
Would you shoot Eldritch Blast? And what armor
Eldritch
class
Blast.
did you hit?
They're 12 and 14.
Yeah. You're hitting the snow around him. Hemo, you can see that thing sitting in there. Wrath, it is now the second son's turn. All right. What's gonna happen here? I gotta see what their intelligence is.
I gotta say, this isn't our most heroic battle. I don't know.
No.
Alan.
No, it's cold up here.
Alan, serious question though. Do they look like they're
Yeah,
damaged at all, or do they look
they're taking
fine?
damage. It's just that on their turn, they're healing some
They
of the
heal.
back.
But like how much? Because we can see wounds knitting and stuff, in front of us.
They're
presumably.
healing about 7% of their hit points back around
Ugh.
their total hit points.
So we can see
Jeez.
wounds knitting in front of our eyes as we're like.
Yeah,
beating the
well,
crap out
yeah,
of
they're
these
kind of
guys.
like just
Ugh.
Yeah.
roughly speaking. All
So
right,
more
so
fire. Apply more
No.
fire.
Its turn. It's going to go. It sees Hemo now. Ooh, hello, Hemo.
New meat.
All right,
I'm not dinner.
It's going to try to hit you. Let's see. It's got 3 attacks. It looks like it missed all. Well, it's got what's your armor class?
It's 16.
Have
It
your
misses
armor
all
on now?
3 attacks on you.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. That's the end of the round. Round refreshes. This one's going to get some hit points back.
Mm.
All right. It kind of knits it together. It's having terrible luck. You guys are not doing anything that he wants to have happen here. So he's going to. Eckankar, he's grappling you.
Okay. So
Maybe if he picks you up, then throws you off, it'll be easier than trying to just shove you off.
only got a 15 there.
All right, you still did better than he is. So he has a couple attacks to attack you. So he's going to try it. All right,
Try
there.
again.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a 9.
All right. So I rolled a 19 and I have a +4. It gives me a 23. So he grapples you. And what's he? He grapples you and he's going to move now. Gashar, you have an attack of opportunity on him.
Oh, is he running with him?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
taking me
alright.
home. Don't let him take me.
I mean, I'll take a shot on him.
Yeah.
If the flanking counts, it'd be a 15, but I don't even think that's enough. I think
No,
we
it's
established
not
it's a
enough.
16 to hit. So no. Miss.
Moves to here and he leaves you. He has you out. I'll put you right here. You're on the bridge. It's kind of. Let's see if I can get you like that. Oh, wait, use
Yeah,
option.
he's
There
like
you go.
dangling me out.
Yeah, he's basically he basically takes you out there. He just picks you up. He takes you out there. He holds you over, and then he uses his free action to let you go.
Oh,
There's a rope
drop
right
down.
next to you.
As you drop down, you need to make a save.
Can you get
First
an
of-
advantage due to the safety rope that we previously aligned across basically that side?
Gosh, I hope he doesn't rip out the safety rope.
What
'Cause it was
safety
right
rope
there
did
to
you
there.
put there?
Remember, we attached
The-
it there, and then
that's-
and then Gashar attached it during his first round when the thing
Yeah,
was
I
like
get it. Yeah, I get
booming
it.
over behind him.
Yeah. There's a safety rope, but he's not
silk rope.
he's not doing a grab check. He's doing a check because he gets launched to the ice. You literally threw him to the ice.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not being
far, I
shoved
guess.
or not being pushed over or anything. He's literally being thrown.
He's like throwing. Yeah, he's throwing me. Okay. What do you want me to roll?
Okay, I got the ice stuff here. So what happens is he gets launched down to the ice. So first happens is you're going to take 6 points of damage as you hit the ice.
Okay.
And you give me a dex save of 15.
Oh
He's going
god.
through the ice.
Oh, that's a 12.
All right. As he hits the ice folds in, and you see his arms and feet just disappear under the ice.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Now you get a chance if you fall on the ice. You get a chance now to give me a dex save now, or athletics check to grab the edge of the ice. Basically, you fall on the ice, so you can grab the edge of that.
Yeah, I'll definitely take the athletics.
Yep. You can choose either one of those. What'd you get?
15.
That's enough. You're literally
Oh,
grabbing on the edge. You're broken on the ice, and you're kind of in that hole. And you're like, and the ice below you is freezing. You think the frozen water below you may do damage to you every round, but probably less than the trolls.
I gotta imagine, like I'm just like it, like my limbs are like in like shock, like I can barely move, like grabbing it. It's
You're
so
somewhat. What's funny is the water is warmer than the troll was.
Oh no.
Or maybe you're hypothermic and you just can't tell at
Yeah,
this point.
I'm going to put you in that square right there. That's what I say we get launched to.
Okay.
That is that one. And Gashar, you see your friend dangling and grabbing at the ice.
Oh, you jerk.
And it looks back
is
at
it.
you.
You jerk.
That is not cool. I will beat you now. And he's going to run up to him and he's going to.
Come on.
You know, the funny thing, it's just funny. Like, I've been thinking about using the stunning strike, but he just does an aura of damage. Like, what's the point of stopping him from.
Yeah, most
From
of his damage
doing
is just
actions.
standing next to him. Right.
But the point of stopping him from doing actions is he won't throw anybody in the ice anymore.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's a thing. Anyways, he's going to do his 2 regular old attacks. I think this stunning. Yeah, I can attempt that as part of an attack. So we'll see what happens with the attacks first here. He runs up. First, he swings and misses with a 12.
Okay,
He
missed
does
with 12.
connect
Which
on
the
a
second
20.
one does. Well, you had a 20. Okay, I hit. Do some damage.
All right. Damage is 8 points of bludgeoning.
Right. Good job.
And then I think instead of that stunning strike, I was just thinking of he is going to use his flurry of blows, which is the first time I've done it. I can do 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. I'll mark my key point off, and we'll do 2 unarmed strikes. Hopefully, at least one of them will hit.
More punches.
Neither one hit. Yay!
Yay, you flurry of misses. I had a monk once. That's what he did. I attack 100 times and miss all of them. Okay.
You still called him a jerk, though.
You jerk. All
I
right.
did some emotional damage.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Emotional damage. Hemo, it's your turn. Hemo, where are you at? You are in the fray now. You are standing toe to toe with this thing. Cold to cold.
Not to sort of ask for it, but I believe you're supposed to give me some. Wait, did he run out of my?
No, you have to
Range?
start in the round that they get the cold damage. So you did
So
not
he
get
ran
cold
off.
damage. However,
All right.
Hemo does get 9 points of cold damage.
9 points. All right.
What are you gonna do, sir? Yeah, he ran
I'm
away
going-
from you, so you didn't take any. Go ahead.
I'm going to try to cut this thing down. Here we go. First attack is a 12 to hit. It's not gonna do
come
it.
on. Come on.
Second attack, 13 to hit.
No,
Also not going to do it.
he missed you 3 times. You're gonna miss him 3 times?
I might miss him 5. I'll take my action surge.
Action search.
Second multi-attack, 12 to hit.
No, missed.
27 to hit.
That hit.
10 points of slashing for that.
Was that a critical hit?
How did you
No.
get a 27 that's not a critical hit? You have
Right?
I have
19.
plus-
You roll
I have
19.
+7
Wow.
to hit with a +1 weapon.
One weapon, yes, +8. Wow.
Wild.
Nice.
Cranked
Tri-metal
the
scimitar.
dexterity.
All right, you hit him. Boom. For 10
Cool.
points of damage, right? Is that what I got?
Yeah. And then
Okay.
I'll take my bonus action attack with the
Come on.
short sword. 12 to hit. Not going to do it.
You had 6 attack and hit him one time.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I had 4 and hit him once, so
Yeah.
tides have turned.
It's
Yeah.
kind of how
Trolls.
it be sometimes, you know.
Can we join the trolls side?
I don't speak giant.
I'll get a cold aura.
unfortunately.
It's all good.
Flander, what's going on with you, buddy? You're hanging out over on the side there, just hiding behind the tree as Eckankar is launched into the ice below.
And he steps out
After
here
this
and he
thing,
goes,
this thing kept pushing on him, and he just couldn't do it. And finally, he's like, "Screw it!" He just grabbed, and
It just picks me up.
goes, he's beating at him and shoving. And finally, he's like, "I'm just gonna pick you up like a doll." And so
okay, and he does.
you're gonna attack
He
with
shouts out, "Hey, troll! Why don't you put some clothes on? That way you only offend one of the senses." And does vicious mockery.
DC 15.
Okay, he's got to roll a 15 wisdom
I-
save,
fail.
and he takes 5 points of psychic damage.
And has
Psychic
disadvantage
damage?
on his
Yep,
attack.
and,
Right?
and his next attack, he has disadvantage.
Okay, remind me on his attack that he gets disadvantage because I'm gonna forget.
Right.
All right. That is Flander. Eckankar. Okay, Eckankar, you are clinging to your life. You can feel the river below you. If you let go, you think you're going to be launched down that river under the ice.
Yep.
So what you need to do is you need to give me an athletics check to climb out.
Conversely, can I cast fly and just fly out?
Absolutely.
I am going to cast fly and fly out.
All right.
He looks at the ring and he remembers Wrath, and he flies out. And I want to kind of like do like a circummaneuver and try to shove him.
Nice. You can do that. No problem. You let it. Unfortunately, your action was to cast the spell, so you can't do a shove maneuver this round.
Okay.
But you can definitely position yourself.
Yeah.
So where are you going to end up? Where are you going to
You
end
could
up?
not land next to him.
Fly and then end up here, and next turn try to just go shove him
Nice.
down.
I love it. That's awesome. I love
Give
it.
him the little blue
I love the
circle
cool stuff
token
that
thingy
happens.
too.
Eckankar flying.
So cool. He has no idea. He's never flown
Gashar
before.
looks over and goes, Gashar looks over and goes, "They fly now?"
Doo-doo.
for the worst Star Wars movie ever made. All right. That is Eckankar, the flying. Finnis, the not so flying, who is barely healed. unfortunately, last
Finnis
time.
the frostbitten.
I moved over to see everybody here.
I'm gonna go ahead and use just a first level cure wounds on myself. 5 more points.
5 more
Jesus.
points.
That's
Like,
almost as many as the 3rd level.
Yeah.
Insane.
All right. Anything else
And
you're going to
then-
do?
For my bonus action, I'm going to take a swing with my spiritual weapon.
Come on. Attack this thing. Come on.
Yeah, 21 to hit. 8
Oh,
points
yeah.
of force damage.
8 points?
8
Ooh, that's
points.
I got to move this thing.
I'm gonna move
Boom.
back to the rocks.
Make sure you're still on the map. Yep, you are. I had unfortunately I had Flander off the map for a minute there for a second. All right, that is Wrath, the flying. We got 2 flying characters in one round, one game here.
19,
19 will hit.
12 points of combined necrotic and force.
Okay. Oh, 12 points you said? Hold on. I mean, I for some reason on my brain. Okay, go ahead.
Another 19 and 6 more points.
6 more points. Okay.
So she's just pounding down on this thing.
Yep. Boom. The thing is gonna hit. And he's like,
I don't know what you're saying.
all right. That is its turn.
Wrath will also be like, glad you remembered the ring.
He's just like, yeah, this is it's very cold, but thank you.
All right, this is this troll is freaking out. You think it's kind of damaged right now, and it's like he's like, that's it. I'm going to kind of kill anything in front of me. It starts almost like raging. Hemo,
Yeah.
It's gonna hit you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna use the short sword of parrying. I'm gonna, as a
Oh,
reaction, add a D4 to my AC.
Do that.
I'm gonna add a 1, so my AC is 17.
All right, he hits you. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. So he's gonna hit you. He's gonna hit you 3 times.
Ow.
Okay. So you want to stand up and look at my dice because it's kind of bad. Okay. So here's what's gonna happen. First, let me go through it here.
Emo dies.
Well, that was
This
my
creature-
reaction. I don't have another one of those.
Yeah, you're gonna get reaction, so you could have used a shield too. All right, this thing comes in and immediately reaches over and bites you. When he does, he's gonna bite you. Oh, that was not that. He's gonna bite you for only 5 points of damage. But unfortunately, on top of that 5 points of damage,
How much
you're
I
gonna
get?
take 8 points of cold.
Okay.
All right, that's the first bite.
Yeah.
Then the claws come in, and those claws, he comes up and he takes his claws and he reaches under you and he lifts you off the ground as his claws dig right underneath your rib cage, squeezing you. And when he does that, he's going to do some damage to you. So the first one he's going to do, keep track of this because this could be dangerous.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the first one does. I'm gonna do these dice so because you keep re-asking me questions and I pick the dice up. All right. Okay, so the first one's gonna do 32 points of damage.
Oh,
32 from the slash?
Oh my
No, from the
God.
claw, one claw.
Oh
my
my
God.
god. How-
I rolled 2 20s for my
how?
claw attacks. They both
Okay.
critically-
you got crit twice.
Oh my god. So I hold up my new parrying short sword and he just ignores it and cuts me.
Are you still up?
After 32 damage, yeah.
Because he's got one more attack of damage to do to you.
All right.
So, and this one's gonna do, because we just doubled the die, right? That's how I've been doing.
That's what you. Oh.
Yeah. For the critical, right? He does his attack. Here's how much damage he does to you at one time. So 24 physical attack damage plus 12 more
Oh God.
ice damage. 24,
Well,
so 34 to 536.
Emo drops.
And it looks up at you, kind of as it looks up at you like it's threatening you. And he's like, oh, and it gets 10 hit points back.
Jesus.
All right, that brings us. I rolled 2 20s. That's the first time I've done that. Of course, we had a lot of creatures that have attacked you twice. All right, that is Gushar. Gushar, your friends are in trouble.
Yeah.
You can see
That was
Hemo
a-
over there. And as far as you know, oh wait, I guess technically speaking, Eckankar rose up on the other side. He's not. He's probably. You probably can see that he's not in trouble.
Yeah. But I could probably see Hemo just get tossed.
Yeah,
And
it
hit
just
the ground
picks-
hard.
It goes right underneath his armor, right in his underneath his rib cage, lifts him up, and as he does, he just screams right in his face and pulls back, and you see just blood arching from spattering around. You can see a Warshak. You can see a Warshak on the snow, and Hemo
Blood
doing a
pellets.
bloody angel.
That's not good. But I'm just sort of holding this guy right now, so I'm gonna keep attacking him.
Okay,
Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Now that he's on the bridge, I am gonna try my booming blade attack on him, and then I'm gonna move away and get out of that cold. We'll see what happens.
come on, hit him. Come on, hit him with the boom blade.
Speaking of, now I am in his cold, so you should give me the damage.
Oh,
for
you
that.
yeah. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate you staying on being honest. 14 points of damage.
And my booming blade missed
What'd you roll? What armor class?
13.
13. Ah, crap.
Like I said, I think we've established that 15 is the 16. I mean, is the hit. You said 14 points of damage, eh?
Yep.
Oof. Dang.
It's dangerous
Well,
up here.
This whole
ice.
goal is to use that and then to get away, but that didn't actually hit. He missed entirely, but he
But
did do an
you get to
attack
move
action.
away anyway because you attacked him,
I
right?
can.
Don't you have
I can.
mobile?
Yeah. But I did do an attack action. I can still use a bonus action to do my unarmed strike. So he's
Go
gonna
for
try
it.
that. He'll
Might as well.
do
What armor class did you hit?
yeah, he'll just do his unarmed strike. 22
That will hit.
for 4 points of damage.
4 points of damage.
And then he's gonna move quickly away. 5, 10, 15.
All right, let me back the map up here.
25, 30, 35, 40, 45. Can't get to me, yatch. Actually, he can. It just
It's
would
not
be
an attack.
Yeah, not an attack, but he can cold at me.
Yeah,
next
yeah,
round.
that's true. All right,
Sorry,
that
Flander.
was Gashar. That brings us to Hemo. Hemo, make your first death save, please. Roll a 20. You did it last time. What'd you roll?
Not this time. A 9.
You're a negative. You're down 1 right now.
All right.
Flander, what are you gonna do? You are over here. You see this creature just try to throw Eckankar off the side. He just all of a sudden magically elevated like a divine entity. Oh. You might want to start praying to Eckankar right now.
Hey, can we real quick establish who actually had those 3 blood vials? We were talking about it earlier, asking about it. Who had it? We never pinned down who has
Quick.
all.
We never divvied those up. Didn't
I know.
Finder had one.
I know that Finnis and I both said we don't need one.
Well, I had all 3, so unless somebody claimed them, I have all 3.
Okay, we'll go with that.
You probably have all 3.
yeah, I know I didn't claim them, and I only claimed the one thing out
Right.
of
Cool.
that particular pile of stuff. So yeah.
All right. Flander, what are you gonna do?
Lander is going to run in to here. Actually, no, that's off the bridge, but he's going to thunder wave him up, try and thunder wave him off the bridge.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
That's so brave. Oh my god.
Thunder.
Okay. So he's
I've been really,
got
really
to
low
make-
today too. So I mean, I know I had
Yeah,
220.
yeah, he's
here,
got to make
Oh, have you been?
and he's got to make a 15 Constitution save.
okay, let's see what we got. My Constitution bonus is +6.
True.
Oh my dice! I rolled a 16. +6 is
Nice.
gonna make it. I'm sorry, man.
Okay,
But you're still doing damage, right?
Yep.
I take half damage.
Min-max.
Yeah, I think you take half damage. So
So
Fine.
4.
so yeah, it would be
Round up or down?
9. Yeah,
Round down.
Round down.
yeah, 2d8, so 9 points.
Oh, that was
So
such
4
a good
points.
idea too. I love that idea. That was cool. You go up and hit the thing. The thunderclap.
Oh,
clap,
wait a
clap,
second.
boom.
Hang on a second. Oh yeah, second level or higher. No, it's all good. I thought at a higher level, but it's if I cast it at a higher level, which I didn't. So
That was Flander. Eckankar. Did I say that right? Hemo, Flander, Eckankar. Eckankar, you are now flying. He is on the icy bridge. What are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to shove him down.
Awesome. You have to attack him with disadvantage.
Yep.
So do your strength attack with disadvantage. But now,
14.
all right. You fly in to here. He gets launched off the side.
Yes.
Falls down.
Yes. Oh my god.
Now
Yes.
let's see what he gets to make a reflex save
Does he have a ring
Landing
on his finger?
inside the water.
Oh
Whoa.
my god.
Grab the edge of the water. He does. Just as he was basically in the same position you are, where he's down below.
Yeah.
Is water grouping around his body now, freezing up to him, creating an iceberg?
Yep.
Yeah, he's 20 feet down now though.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And he does take damage from the fall. So let me give it.
Heck yeah, man.
But I feel like the water would be warming him, or the water itself is freezing around him.
Yeah.
I bet you it's pretty comfy to him.
I bet he loves it.
I got to do damage.
It just takes him out of the fight for a bit.
Yeah, that couldn't have gone. I mean, it could have
That
gone a little better. He could have drowned, but
That was awesome. All right,
oh
that
my
brings
God.
us to that way to go. Eckankar, you get inspiration for that attack because that
Oh,
was
nice.
awesome.
Sick.
That was
Awesome.
cool.
Some aerial acrobatics,
I don't give enough inspiration
aerial athletics.
because I get involved with it, So, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Just forget. Finnis, it is your turn.
Okay. Finnis, what's your status, Emo? Still down?
Hemo's a bloody mess on the ground.
Okay, let's go ahead and do another healing word at you. At least try and get you on your feet. And that's a bonus action, so I'll use my full action to do a chill touch on this guy here, just in case I can stop him from healing. 17 to hit.
That will hit.
9
It's
points
funny
of
that
necrotic, and he cannot
says-
heal until my next turn.
It says
That,
chill
that is
touch,
so effective. That's great.
but it's not cold, is it? It's necrotic.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
different
they're not
kind
immune.
of chill.
He's not immune to
Necrotic.
necrotic, so that's great. All right, kind of different kind of chill. All right, that was who just went. That was Finnis. Wrath. What are you gonna do?
Wrath's gonna drop down the 60 feet to the ground level.
Okay.
As an item interaction, she's gonna take the pouch off. As soon as she hits the ground, she drops the pouch with the potions, yells over to Finnis. The potions are in here. Then she's gonna Eldritch Blast this son of a bitch.
All right, come on, do some damage.
16 for 9 points of damage.
16. That will hit 9. Let me do the direct. For some reason, I was having a hard time with math in my brain here. Oh, that's the wrong number. Okay, go ahead. You gonna hit it again?
27.
Yeah, that's not
Or-
critical though, huh?
No,
Wow.
it's not. I have a +8 as well.
Yeah.
10 points of damage.
All right, that's awesome. That is killer. Sweet. All right. That is Eckankar, or that was Eckankar Wrath. Its turn. All right. Eckankar goes, Wrath goes. What will it do?
Could throw a rope to his buddy down there.
Yeah, he really cares about his buddy. He runs over. Are you all right?
All right, what am I going to do? Do I do what I think it's going to do, or be kind of a jerk to the players, or do I do what I probably should do as a good DM and have fun?
Hard
I
to
mean,
say.
what would troll do?
What
WW.
would Ice Troll?
All right. Yeah, it runs to here and attacks Wrath. Okay, so I get so he's gonna hit you twice. Do you have any way of stopping the hits, like a shield or anything you want to put up?
It hits the armor class 19.
Yeah, he hit you twice. So
Okay.
the question is, do you have an armor? Do you have
No,
any
I
type of shield or anything? Before I announce, okay, that's one. All right, so the first one's going to hit you is going to be the bite, which technically speaking is weirdly not as important. And you are going to hit for 5 plus 2d8. 8, 5 plus 11. So you're gonna hit for 5 points of physical damage plus 11 points of cold damage. And then
Rebuke.
one of your claws is gonna hit.
How much? What was that?
5 points of physical damage and then 11 points of cold damage. Did you
Okay.
get that? Okay. And then the second attack,
Oh, how much cold damage? I'm resistant to half of it.
you are? You're
11.
resistant to cold damage? I thought you were resistant to fire damage.
And fire.
Oh, resistant to cold with the
Remember
that armor.
Oh, it's right,
I
because you had the
attuned to
new.
thing.
Okay, so you got 11, so it's only 5. Yeah, I forgot you had the thing turned on. See,
And after
you
the
changed
first
quickly.
attack, your reaction would happen, right?
Yeah. So it needs to make a DC 15 deck save.
Okay, let me do that. It didn't make it.
So it's going to take 12 points of damage.
All right, when it hits it, the fire goes off. It hits the fire damage. It gets torched in fire. It goes. It backs up slowly and then drops to its knees. It drops to its knees in a total burning frenzy and drops
I picture as he's doing
Whoa.
that,
Yeah.
she steps over and just kicks him over.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you can be the fire, right? That keeps it dead. Just sort of stand on it and put
And then
fire
now
on it.
she's on
They,
fire.
they don't require you to do that like the old ways where you had to do all fire
Ah.
damage and stuff. You basically had to do a certain amount of fire damage to actually kill it. It's not the old way where they had to keep hitting it. It was boring. So yeah, that's awesome. All right, that brings us to it's other turn. At the beginning of the round, this guy tries to climb out of the ice.
Don't do it.
Let's see if he can do that. He's able to climb out, and then he's
Oh,
gonna,
no.
he's gonna do a climb check to climb up the side of the wall. Oh, natural 20. He makes it easy. So that he's gonna end his turn here, basically. That's where he ends. That's all he did. And he heals up. No, you didn't hit this guy for any damage, right? He can heal, right?
I didn't hit him for any damage,
Yeah.
but he did.
I want to
take
make
fall
sure. No, I
damage.
want to make sure nobody did a spell on him and he couldn't heal or
It's
something.
like chill touch.
Yeah. I sometimes lose track of those things. All right. So that is Gashar. Gashar, this thing comes climbing out. He looks over and sees this fallen companion and he goes, apparently they didn't get
More
along
food.
very well anyway.
More food for him.
All right. What are you going to do?
I am going to run. Ooh, what's my
Would
range
have
on
been cool
that
if he
thing?
sucked under the ice.
Oh, yeah.
That'd have been way better.
But then
That was a trap I built for somebody.
Better.
It was cool that he used my own trap against me. That was awesome.
we're flying out of it.
Yeah. And then try to knock me into it, right?
Oh,
that
yeah.
it would have fell and he could have sucked under. Awesome. All right. What are you gonna
Kashar
do?
runs up to here and rears back, collects energy in his maw, and unleashes a lightning burst. He's got a DC 13 dexterity save
I didn't
for
roll
his
very well.
lightning
So
breath.
I rolled a 7, so you got it. Their
All
dexterity
right,
is
Sharp
takes 7
beam.
points. 7 points of lightning damage. It's not a lot. It's not as big as the dragon breath damage, guys. It's sort of like small, like a mini dragon.
A dragonborn
Like a
breath.
10th.
It's like a tenth. Yeah. Just easy baby breath.
all right. That is Gashar. That brings us up to Hemo. Hemo, what are you gonna do? Are you still in
He up.
negatives?
Hemo's gonna stand up. I'm up. I got a healing word from Finnis.
Okay.
So Hemo's gonna stand up.
Ugh.
He's gonna back up with the remainder of his movement, 15 feet. And
Dead.
okay, I think he realizes that now.
Backs up.
He
Oh.
gets up. Yeah, he gets up and backs away from this flaming
This
corpse.
Does this aura still emit cold?
No, it doesn't do that.
All right, good. It warmed up nicely by you over there, Wrath.
Oh wow! Firebolt has a range of 120 feet. I can make an 80-foot shot against the other ice troll with it.
Nice.
So Firebolt.
You're gonna follow Firebolt across the ravine.
Yeah.
Give me an attack roll. Come on.
14 to hit.
14 misses. It comes crawling out of the thing all of a sudden out of the back side of over its shoulders. This fireball gets launched over its shoulder. It looks back at you.
Are you a stormtrooper?
I'm trying.
I love that round where he action surge and hits one out of 6. I was like, damn, that sucks.
He's just shaking.
That was a
Lander.
rough round.
Yeah.
Lander,
These things
you
are so tough.
standing at the beginning of your round inside of this thing at the start of your turn. You're going to take 13 points of damage from cold. Flander, you take 13 points of cold damage. What are you going to do?
Run away.
It's
He's
right.
muted.
I love
there.
You muted. Yeah.
Graham, you're muted. You're talking to nobody.
Still talking to nobody.
This is staying in the video.
I don't think
Tim, you
he can
gotta
hear us
unmute
either.
yourself. You're muted.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm going to move out and then I'm
There
going
you
to hit him with the crossbow again.
So start
Okay,
again.
try.
Put yourself back over there. And then
Okay.
tell me what you're going to do.
Okay. I was here. No, I think it was somewhere there. Anyway, I'm going to move out of the cold here. And then I'm going to take another shot with my hand crossbow.
All right. As you ricochet back, it comes in with a
19.
claw scraping into you.
I thought he didn't have that reach.
What's that?
I thought he didn't have that
He was
reach.
standing 5 feet away from him.
No, I was
He just
standing
moved
10
away.
feet away.
What's that?
I was 10 feet away from him.
Where were you at before? So this is why I'm going to be careful about people moving too quickly because I don't get to see
I
these
think he
things.
was like right here.
All right.
Yeah, I was right about here.
All right.
Yeah, there was a gap between them though.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys start moving your stuff too early. I can't see, and then I have to give guesses. So don't jump the gun too fast. All right. So you move back there. You were going to do what?
I have shoot him with the crossbow.
What armor class did you hit?
I hit 19.
That will hit. How much damage do you do?
And he does. Come on now.
Roll suspense.
I'm waiting.
Click the little hand
Yes.
crossbow +1 button in the.
Yes, I know I did. And
Oh.
it's
Okay.
picking its nose. Okay,
There it
9
goes.
points of
Nice.
piercing damage.
Hey, that was
And-
worth the wait.
And
though.
how does that poisony thing work?
Good.
So now what happens is I have to make a Constitution save, and if I
Right.
fail, I have the poison condition until the beginning of his round next.
What's the
I rolled a
Constitution
1.
save?
I really failed.
Ooh.
It's poisoned.
Mhm.
I don't think it's
What's
immune to
the-
poison. Let me double
What's the
check.
save amount? What's the save DC?
It's 11.
Okay.
Mm.
It's not great, but
Yeah.
let's
I think
see.
it's
But a 1 is definitely not 11.
Everything.
No, it's I think poisoned is. I think you take. I think you're at disadvantage. I think for every attack. I
Oh,
think.
I'll take that.
Yeah, I will confirm. Poison condition. The poison condition.
Huh,
A
yeah.
poison creature has disadvantage in attack rolls and ability checks.
Oh, now's a good time to push it off the edge.
Yeah.
All right, so now it has been poisoned. It's woozy from your strike. The problem is that after like 7th or 8th level, a lot of things are immune to poison, but it's still cool for the lower level stuff. All right, go ahead. What do you? That is Flander, Eckankar. What are you gonna do?
I'm going to fly into this position
All right.
and do my first attack.
Ah,
13.
missed.
Nope.
It's woozy and stuff, but it's still blocking you.
Second attack. 14.
Ah,
Not enough.
still knocks you off the side. Is that it? All you got to do?
That's all I got.
Okay. You
You probably still have movement.
I mean, I do, but I'd rather be like making sure he's staying here than going to anybody else.
You got
Okay.
it. Finnis, your turn.
Okay, so
Back here,
I
Finnis being a little more healed.
just barely. So I'm just gonna shoot a shield touch
Good plan.
at this frost troll, stop him from healing.
Come on, hit him.
There's too many things on this list. I gotta go to the spell list. It's right there.
You got to lower your level. You're too high a level. You've got too many options.
13 to hit.
Missed.
Probably doesn't hit. Missed. Whoosh. All right, that's okay. And that's that's all I'm gonna spend right now. A bonus action to move this closer, but I don't think it's gonna get there in time.
That's all right. That is Finnis. Wrath. What are you gonna do? You're flying around up there, and you're on the ground now, but you have fly spell still active.
Oh,
Did you use check?
Let me. I get this at advantage.
Your check to see if you make it.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if is your fly still active. Come on, fly.
Oh, it's not.
Oh no, you lost fly. Now better do it now than
Yeah,
fighting
when
against
I'm
a
on the
dragon,
ground.
right?
Yeah.
You're already on the ground. You're fine. That's
All
okay.
right, well, I can hit it from here. Object interaction. I'll pick up the bag that I that
Here's the bag. I'm grabbing the bag.
and I can hit it from here.
Come
with
on.
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast.
I also move the hex to it.
Okay.
So 27,
27 will
28.
definitely hit.
13 points of damage,
Okay. Okay.
and then 20 for 11 points of damage. 12 points of
Nice.
damage.
12 points of damage?
12
points of damage. Okay. 3 plus 9. Now I'm looking. Okay. Okay. All right. That is That is Wrath. It gets to go. Yeah, it decides as it's sitting here looking at Eckankar in front of it and it sees Gashar here and it's in bad shape. It's feeling it. Oh, you didn't hit it, so it does get a regeneration, right?
Mhm.
Oh no, yeah.
I'm gonna make sure I did that right. It's feeling just a little better, but it's definitely feeling it. It's going to disengage down the cliff. That's what it does.
Back
Down
from
the
whence
cliff.
it came, eh?
Yeah.
And
You could
then
just stay there the whole time.
and then it's going to crawl under the bridge. It's actually under the bridge. It's climbing. It's basically climbing under the bridge. That brings us. You can if you might be able to just flee from it if you want, or you can try to attack it. It's up to you. That is what it's doing. Gashar, what are you going to do? I'll put a purple there to kind of note that it's on a different layer.
So how far below the bridge is it right now?
He is 10 feet below the ground and across. So you have to get more than 10 feet to reach him. You have to be 15 feet down to attack him.
So his aura, his cold aura would still extend upward though, right?
Yeah, but it will just reach the edge of the. If you're standing on above, it's not gonna.
It's like I
Get
go
to him.
through the bridge.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 10 foot. It's 10-foot range.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
I
it's
hear you.
basically right at the top
Okay.
edge.
Okay.
All right. He runs up to the edge and looks down for a second. He says, troll hiding, healing under bridge. Maybe we all escape. Everyone come here quickly. And he'll run back over here.
And let this thing
And-
chase us. Kill it now.
And he'll get out his trusty crossbow. She does not have it.
His trusty crossbow. Yeah.
And he'll you know what? He does have darts though. He has darts. He'll come over here and he'll look around at himself. Actually, since he yelled at Wrath, he'll be like, "Yes, I will throw darts at him." Hold on. Wait, no, you come over here. You come here and throw fire at him. And he'll run. He'll do a dash action and move all the way around here to the edge. So you can basically see kind of hanging onto this tree. You can maybe get an eyeball on it. Does
All right.
that work?
Yeah, you want to try to use that? You still have an action left, or you had to? Take out your
No,
stuff?
he moved and then did a
Yeah,
dash
it seems like you
action.
were doing an hour worth of stuff there. Hemo. That was Gashar. Emo.
Is it difficult terrain between here and the edge of the cliff?
No, the bridge is difficult terrain. Nothing else is.
Okay. Then I'm going to take a 30-foot move to the 25 feet to
Make
the.
a reflex save. Make a dexterity-based save.
All right. Dex save.
Yep.
12.
Hemo falls into the river as this bridge, this area here is in delicate position. It breaks away under the pressure of being run on top. As you reach the edge, it collapses, sending him down into the ravine.
Fantastic.
Literally, the whole side of the cliff just buckles in. And when it does so, you're going to take 7 points of damage from falling.
Oh, well, all right. I'm dead in the water.
Oh man.
What?
Now, you get disadvantage this, but you get a reflex save regardless. You get a dex save regardless, even if you're unconscious. So give me
Okay.
a disadvantage dex save.
15.
Unconscious. 15 makes it. He's laying on top of the ice. The ice does not break.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, Hemo's dead, bleeding out into the river now.
So I could probably see him from this angle.
All right, I will draw this out. I'll use, how about this red? This area here is gone.
I assume that's a trap over there.
No, it's
So-
actually not a
so
trap.
he'll-
It's just considered. It's just considered loose. And if you get within the edge of this, if you get on the edge within this area, the whole thing collapses.
So like a
It's kind
trap.
of cool that I put that environmental trap in there. You could have. It's kind of neat because you're like, it's hard to tell.
Well, yeah, I mean, he asked about difficult terrain, but that's not the same idea, right?
Nope,
So
it's
that's
not
why I
difficult
was
terrain, it
Assuming
just
it's
means
a
it's-
trap.
Yeah.
Anyway, Gashar can see him, so he's going to call out to everybody like, "Oh, Hemo fell. He landed on ice.
Can you
Flying
imagine?
people, you flying people, go get him."
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ek can see him at this point.
Yep.
So-
And thankfully, he didn't break through the ice and fall into the ice, so he's
Yep.
just laying on top of it.
Yep.
Did my previous death saves carry over, or did that get cleared when I
That's
got
it's
healed
cleared.
the first
You got-
time?
It gets cleared every time.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's brand new. It's a whole new day.
Yeah, it's a great day.
It's a great day to heal and survive. All right, who's just went? I don't even know. Flander, is it your Flander's turn? Flander,
Yes.
your turn. I didn't think anybody's gonna fall off that trap. I was like, because I thought he was gonna run over. Oh, that's great.
Well, Flanders says, "You can't hide under there forever. We will find you and you will be destroyed." And he casts Dissonant Whispers. So he's got to make a 15 wisdom save or better.
Ooh, this poor thing. It's like it didn't hardly do anything to you. I completely failed. I rolled a 4. All right, what happens to this
Okay.
thing as you dissidently
Cast it at the
whisper it?
second level, and he
Nice.
takes 21 points of damage.
21 points of damage.
Psychic.
Mhm.
21. Holy moly.
Mhm.
That was a good roll.
Very good roll.
All right, you dissonantly whisper it, and then it has to flee from you, right?
Yes, he has to flee from me.
Uh,
Diving into the
Yeah.
water.
yeah, that's psychic damage specifically.
Yeah, thank you. He took that. He's gonna run down. It's 10. He's 10 feet from the bottom, and then he'll move to here. Where are you at? Oh, he's gonna move to here.
I'm right here.
How far does he move? What's his total movement?
Yeah, it's total.
30 feet is total. So it's 10 feet down. Let me see here. He goes 10 feet down. He was here, and then 5 directly across from him. 5, 10 to here. Is that right? Yeah. Okay.
That's Eckankar. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I was
he
trying to
goes
move away
Hemo.
from Flander.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'm assuming they have to go the opposite direction. Okay, that's Rayans. That brings us to that was Flander. That brings us to Eckankar.
Okay,
Eckankar,
so
where-
Ek sees Hemo fall. He's going to fly down and grab him. Do I need a check for that, or do you think I'm strong enough?
you can fly down and grab him. Yeah, picking him up is not a problem.
Okay.
The challenge will be leaving because I think even if Dissonant Whispers, he doesn't give up his reaction.
His reaction was to run though.
If
that's
he's
good
gonna
point.
give me an
Yeah.
attack of opportunity,
He doesn't get one. He doesn't
He
get
doesn't-
one because
He used his reaction.
he had to use his
Oh.
reaction to flee. So
that's
that's
fine.
awesome.
So I will fly
Weapon
over, grab Hemo.
Amazing.
So I have 60 feet of flying. So I'll grab him
Blade.
and then bring him back, like essentially where I'm at already.
Yep. I will say you can do that. You're gonna reach out and grab. This thing is like, all right, awesome. Way to save your friend.
a
Finnis.
bloody elf covered in ice just rolls up onto the hillside.
Finnis,
Hemo's
this
not
thing is
looking
down
good.
below.
She'll touch it.
Gonna run up to the edge. There's a lot more edge that can collapse.
Yeah, I'll go towards the
Nobody fell in
bridge.
river.
If I can go right here and see him, I'll throw a chill touch.
You can see him.
You can grab the safety rail if you'd
21
like.
to hit.
All right. You grab. You hit. How much damage do you do?
And 12 necrotic damage, and he cannot heal.
It literally goes. You hit it. It goes.
Right.
Got the distant whispers going in his head, and it kind of claws the bottom of the ice and running across the bridge. Now the ice on the bottom, as long as you don't fall 10 feet onto it, you can actually run across the ice. It starts to run across the ice, but then you come in and hit him with that spell, filling it with necrotic damage, seeping from his face. It lands, sliding across the ice. As it does so, it kind of seeps across the ice here. Just kind of goes.
Just slumps.
Yeah. Now
Now, these
Now that
things
we're
are
out of combat,
everything,
No, they don't. They don't regenerate unless if you didn't. Basically, you have to do some kind of form of fire damage. Anybody have knowledge in alchemy? Any type of alchemy skills at all?
No.
Okay. And with that, we're on our way to adventure to find the dragon. But on the way to the dragon, we ran into an encounter, somewhat predicted if you would have listened to the NPC.
Right.
And half the team is in bad shape, and one of the team members is out. But we will find out next week what happens when we return for the installment of who's going to live and who's going to die.
Like every
Dragon
episode.
TPK.
I do gotta say, Wrath, you literally saved X life with that ring.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
That
oh
was
my
awesome.
god.
That is why.
Plus, you might have also inadvertently saved Hemo too, because if I had started my turn in that
Yeah.
frost circle, I immediately take a failed death save for taking that frost damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
no,
two
like
turns in there would have been it.
Yeah,
that,
that cold damage is deadly.
that was such a huge decision that was
Mm-hmm.
just made oh, we're gonna fight the dragon. But it was so pivotal in this fight. Specifically.
Where's
Okay,
everybody
and
at right
then-
now? Because like Kashar's all the way down to 11 hit
Yeah.
points. So like one more round of that cold would have probably knocked him out too.
Yeah, I'm
I
at
am-
15.
I am on death's doorstep. I'm ringing his doorbell, and I'm peeking in the front windows.
0, I hear you.
Okay, and if it isn't
I got scared
metagaming,
of that
when we start
anyway.
next week, everybody just come to me. I'll cast Tiny Hut.
Yeah.
We can warm up in there.
Okay,
That's fine. You don't have to
great.
make your own spells.
You could call out exactly that. So yeah, I'm gonna cast the hut.
Okay, so this was really fun additional
Leo
conversation. I'm
mode
going to leave it
swarming
in.
hut.
Oh, sure.
So let's just say goodbye now again. So we'll edit up. But anyway, so now that we got that in case, we'll see everybody next week. Bye again.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.